to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The home of the Lakers. And now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Are you better than Key? Key drives a Pre?
No, I hated my car. I honestly hated my car.
Wow.
He was always worried that it was going to like blow up. So when we were in it, he'd be like, "Oh, this thing's going to go." I'm like, "It seems fine to me."
I thought that it was always going to explode at any moment. It was
afraid that it was break.
Well, it's like, I will admit that I once had a Prius, and
really, I liked the Prius. I just didn't like the car.
Yeah, I liked it too. And every time I showed up somewhere, they're like, "Yo, you got your sister's car or what?" And I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah, my mom.
I got ripped all the time for having a Prius.
Mine looked like I was a soccer mom. I had a van. It was just, I hated it. Imagine, so when I was single and I had this soccer mom van, I'd pick up girls and it was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, don't." It's paid off.
It was a Prius van?
Hey, you want to get down in my Prius?
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
I was driving. It was like super early in the morning, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't see the deer. And I hit it, and I didn't know what I hit. But I heard the crunch. You know what I mean? Like, I knew something was wrong. I stopped at a gas station. I looked at the quarter pound, the front quarter pound. I go, "What the hell, man? There's hair, there's blood." I'm like, "Oh, no." So I wind up turning around, going back, thinking, what if I hit a person and I just didn't see him? So I go back, and I turn around, and there is a biker, and I can see his light. I'm like, "No, I didn't hit this biker, did I?" And then I see this deer stumbling across the street. And I'm like, "Oh, no, I hit this deer." And the deer, of course, probably went out into the woods and then got eaten by 12 coyotes. But thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage to the Prius.
A little sabor?
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
No. Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit Boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
We were riding high on the Stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
Because that brother got nice ties.
Yeah. 702. Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Christopher Morales is still out there on that hog.
Oh, really?
I think so.
He's riding Jacob's hog, huh? That was the deal. Jacob and Ronnie was having this event at a motorcycle shop in Whittier this past weekend. Morales said, "I'm going to go ride Jacob's hog," and we haven't seen him since.
Still on the hog.
Yep.
Still riding.
His hair is blowing in the wind.
Riding that thing. True. It is true. Let me just say one thing to you, George Sedano.
Okay. I hope you say more than one thing because we have a 3-hour show.
No, I'm going to say a lot, but I want to say one thing just to get started. Waking up super early in the morning. What time does everybody here wake up? Like, George, what time, on a day like today where you're going to broadcast from your home studio, what time are you waking up, for reals?
I was at 6 today.
6 a.m. Briones, how about you?
3:45.
3:45. Linz, you're up in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, like 1:30.
1:30 a.m. Jeez.
I get anxiety if I don't get up sooner than
Well,
that.
you also go to sleep at like 5:30.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, God, what a life. Bergie, how about you? What's up?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. George, I woke up this morning at 4:05 a.m.
Yeah.
I got in my car at 4:38 a.m.
Right.
At 6:15 a.m., I'm pulling into downtown L.A.
Right.
Now, I've driven through the pitch black of the night.
Wait, none of you guys got up for the eclipse tonight?
Wait, there was an eclipse?
I didn't even know there was a
No, I saw a full moon last night, but I didn't know there was an eclipse.
Yeah, it was a red worm moon.
I didn't know that.
Orange blood worm moon.
I thought the blood moon was tonight.
No, it was last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was an eclipse.
What about did you guys, this past Saturday night, did you guys see the whole thing where the planets aligned? Did you guys see that?
It was too cloudy. I couldn't see it.
Oh, no, I had like a perfect view of it, but I was at this party at Rachel's mom's house, and it was all these old people, like a whole bunch of 80-year-old people, and they were all holding their phones up to the sky going,
I think that's Uranus. I think over there, that's Pluto over there. Yeah, yeah. No, look, there's Mars, right? And so, but here's the thing, George, as I drive into downtown L.A. this morning, call it like at 6:15, the sun has now risen. And so you get this beautiful shot of the city skyline and the full moon at the exact same moment.
Oh, that's nice.
So I know, like, waking up early can seem like a hard thing for a lot of people to get kind of up and rolling. But, man, it is such a spectacular thing to get up and be a part of the sunrise.
Did you take a picture of it?
I didn't, because I was driving and I was in some traffic.
You're on your phone.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible idea. Yeah.
I know.
It is, but he's on his phone no matter what.
I know, and listen, I was driving up here and I was texting Lindsay. I'm like, check out Magic Johnson last night on Jimmy Kimmel. You know, and like I'm texting while I'm driving, doing that. That's a bad idea.
I mean, there's no reason to take a picture with your phone while you're driving because I'm sure there's much better pictures of the moon online that you could look at.
Just my point is only this, George. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody. I'm very energized. I'm very alive. I'm very grateful, you know, with all the craziness and the mishigas that is going on around the world. Here we are. We live in this beautiful place, and we got to watch the sunrise while the moon was still up. It's just a fantastic day to be alive in Southern California. How about that?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Cappy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
By the way, a worm moon, this is very disappointing. A worm moon is just a full moon in March.
But it's
Nothing
not
else.
that. It's a worm blood moon eclipse.
What is a blood moon?
So the blood moon is...
It looks like reddish,
Yeah.
orangish.
Right.
Okay.
It has something to do with like the reflection of Mars and where it's lined up with the planet, the rest of the planet. I don't know.
It was like all these old ladies. Look, I think that's Mars up there. Look over there. I think that's Mars.
Hey, did you schedule any texts yesterday besides the morning?
I did not schedule. And George taught me a new trick yesterday on scheduling text. George, what was the thing about spotlighting something on a text?
Oh, that was Trudell. But, I mean, yeah, you could, you know, it's just another option that you can spotlight it where, like, you open the text and it's dark and then, like, a little spotlight comes on your particular text.
Yeah, there's a lot I can do with text that I didn't realize. I always just thought it was cool to say, hey, man, what's up? LOL.
Hey, man.
You know?
Hey, man.
Right? But instead now there's so much more I can do. A lot more I can do. George, tonight I will be at the Lakers versus the Pelicans.
Oh, well, Zion's playing. He was on with Malika Andrews yesterday for like 20 minutes.
This will be the first time I'm seeing Zion play in person because I will remind you that in March of 2020, I flew to Sacramento to see the Kings host the Pelicans. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I'm going to see Zion I think that may have been his rookie season.
You flew there to see that?
I went there to see the game, and the person that chartered the plane is one of the owners of the Kings. I was invited to go on the plane, so you never say no to something like that. And so I was there like, hey, this is going to be awesome. We're going to see Zion play. I want to say it was his rookie year, George, 2020. And that night, as we were walking into the arena, we knew that the NBA was going to talk about the possibility of shutting down the league that night.
Right.
So as the thousands of people were entering the arena, me and this crew of like 4 or 5 guys, we were exiting the arena. We were like swimming upstream.
Yeah.
Because we had already gotten word that they were canceling that game that night, and then they were shutting down the NBA season because of COVID.
Right.
So I didn't get to see Zion play that particular night in 2020.
Right.
Earlier this season, I went to New Orleans to see the Lakers play the Pelicans because my daughter goes to school down there. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Zion didn't play that night.
Right, which is weird because he's played 35 straight games.
So here tonight, this is
He probably, I'm sure if we went back, he probably played right there afterwards, not too far afterwards.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, you know what? And I didn't expect him to play tonight. But then, like you said, I watched that interview yesterday with Malika, and I'm like, this brother better play. Because you don't travel all the way out here and then get interviewed on national television to sit on the bench. Come on, man. Get out there and play ball.
Well, he is going to play ball. He said that to Malika yesterday.
I know. We're going to see him play. So tonight, I actually got a little juice going for tonight's game. You know, first time I'm going to get to see this kid play in person.
Yeah.
See what he's all about.
Yeah, I mean, the team's not so good, but, I mean, they, they've been competitive. I think they're 15-20 in the games since he's played those 35 straight games.
Well, you talk about a guy who has never even really come close.
Oh, living up to the hype? No.
Right. To the
billing.
billing.
I mean, mostly due to injury. But, yeah, like, him and Ja Morant, that draft class. Like, we thought that draft class was going to be game-changing.
Mm-hmm.
And for Ja, it was for a little bit. I think for Zion, we were always teased with the possibilities, right? Because when he did play, they were very good. Except this year has not necessarily translated. For the first time in his career, when they've played, I believe they have a losing record, and that's the first time that's happened to him.
Yeah, and you talk about both of these guys, Zion and Ja Morant. Can we acknowledge though that these are like self-inflicted wounds? You know what I'm saying? Like Zion was just overweight for a really long time.
Yeah, which he acknowledged as well.
Right, and being overweight may have been a contributor to some of the injury issues.
Now, he claimed yesterday in the interview that had a lot to do with the injuries that he had, that he would put on even more weight but couldn't actually work out the way that he would need to work out, hence why the weight gain.
Yeah, that's reasonable for you and me. If all of a sudden I blow out my Achilles and I pack on 20 pounds because I can no longer get on my Peloton or I can't go out on 7 or 8 mile walks every day, and I pack on a bunch of weight, you're going to look at me and go, yeah, well, I understand. You blew out your Achilles. But when you're a professional athlete and a top overall pick and you've got access to nutritionists, dietitians, chefs, et cetera, that's because you have no discipline. And by the way, having no discipline is a byproduct of being young and inexperienced and immature. So I'm not trying to kill the guy. I'm just saying that if you're a pro's pro knows how to handle the situation. He did not.
Maybe he has a slow metabolism.
After all those beignets.
Maybe he has a slow metabolism.
Some people have them.
He might.
Really? We're going to make excuses about his metabolism.
Hey, at that age, when he's like 19, 20 years old, that's when your metabolism starts to just hit you. Like, like he says in Big Daddy. Adam Sandler.
The freshman 10, as they call it.
Yeah, he's like, I have a milkshake and my butt jiggles for a week.
Yeah, okay. All right. I understand that. I'll go with that. Believe me,
he got a lot of milkshakes.
I can appreciate that, Lindsay. I really
listen,
can.
The other thing is the worst place for him to have gone in regard to food is New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
Like you're talking about some of the best but also most decadent food that you'll find.
Right. You ever go to a place and you're like, yo, is that grilled or fried? And they're like, it's fried. And you're like, I don't really want that. I'd rather it be grilled. And like, well, we don't do grilled. And you're like, all right, bring it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. That was Zion over and over and over again. So, but and then you mentioned Ja Morant, and I say self-inflicted wounds. I mean, just being stupid. Yeah. Just being.
Well,
dumb,
we've gone down that road a million times, so it's not really necessary.
Nope.
Plus, they're not playing Ja. They're playing Zion tonight. But yeah, I would say Zion, unfortunate and disappointing start to his career, and it's been several years now. It's been 6-7 years. 6-7.
You got us before we could get you.
Yeah, and it's tough, man, because he really was, and maybe this year is an outlier, right? But he is generally very impactful when he's on the floor.
Mm-hmm. That's a guy, though, that as we talk all about the Lakers and the future and their roster and additional players and whatever, see, like Zion's a guy that if you said to me, hey, would you want Zion on the Lakers? I'd be like,
I don't think he's a good fit with Luka necessarily.
Right. And take that out of it for just 1 second.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd be like, no interest. I have no interest in Zion because I just don't think the dude can be healthy. And I think we're enough into his career, like you say about DeAndre Ayton. Like, we kind of know who he is right now because he's been in the league for all these years. And we've seen him through different iterations. To me, unfortunately, I've given up on Zion Williamson ever becoming the player that he was expected to be coming out of college.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ship may have sailed, but it doesn't mean he still can't be a very impactful player in a winning situation. I'm not ready to write him off in that regard just yet.
Yeah, that's how I usually feel about like quarterbacks. Like everybody's beating up on J.J. McCarthy, like, oh, the Vikings, they better.
No, he's not that good though.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to give up on him because
no, I get it, but when you're with the quarterback guru and you're not a good quarterback, like that's kind of an indictment.
Yeah, but again, this is the difference in perspective. For me, I'm like, 1 year was an injury year. 1 year was a starting year where there was a lot of pressure on a young player to perform at a high level when you're very young and very green. And I'll have a better analysis on J.J. McCarthy after this upcoming year.
If it doesn't go well this year, then, yeah, he's in trouble.
But it all goes back to Zion for me, which is I've given up on the guy.
Well, I mean, it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't like I think it was the
6 years, right?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now when he was.
So I
drafted,
think 2020.
Yeah, you said 2020 was his rookie season.
I think that was his rookie season. That was the year that I'd gone up to that game to go see him play. I was like, And it wasn't like I was only going to see him play. It didn't matter. They could have been playing Portland that night. I was going to
No,
the game.
2019 first-round pick.
Okay, there you go. So now we're talking about 6, 7 kind of years.
Right.
Right?
Literally.
I just got
He's
everybody.
25 right now, and he's still under.
Right, he's still only 25 years
That's
old.
crazy.
Right, so he's still
Kinda
young, but he's also owed $86 million over the next 2 years.
Wow, I can't believe he's only 25.
Yeah, he's the same age as Luka, right?
Wow.
He blew up that shoe.
No,
That was
Luka's
in college.
27 now.
Yeah, he ripped the shoe
He
in
ripped
college.
the shoe in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, he blew out a shoe.
Yeah.
But that's the type of, like, his thing is the type of strength that he has is incredible. Like, when he, like, the type of torque he puts on his body. You know, it's funny, you were referencing football a moment ago. He really is built more like a defensive tackle.
Oh yeah, I mean he's carrying a lot of weight in his upper body.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I think that when he was coming into the NBA, a lot of people looked at him and they went, "This guy could be the next LeBron because of the physique." You know, he was actually even thicker than LeBron. LeBron
Oh
is
my God,
big and,
way thicker than LeBron.
Like
yeah.
like LeBron is tall and muscular, but still there's a lot of leanness, even though there's a lot of bulk.
He's like mostly muscle.
Yeah, but whereas Zion is like he's just big and thick.
Yeah.
You know, kind of juicy.
Juicy, huh?
Yeah.
You know what else is juicy? Well, I don't know about an oil change being juicy, but it's 7:16, and you know what that means? You know what you could have done in that 16 minutes since the Sedano and Kap morning show started? You could have gone to Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you.
Oh, nice, Lindsay. Nice. Very nice. So, George, I didn't go crazy last night in our group chat, just proving the sort of sports fan that I am. Because I like.
Well, I mean, you started. I love the bit, though.
Yeah,
I got to be honest.
It might be my favorite one
Yeah,
so far.
last night, you know, while the rest of you guys were who the hell knows what the rest of you guys were doing? All right, me on the other hand,
I actually, you know, so I will tell you what I was doing.
Let me
last
hear.
night.
Let me hear.
So I was watching a lot of different things last night. I was watching the Clippers Warriors. I watched a little bit of that. Okay.
You got me on
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
Darius Garland, first game.
You got me on that
Watched a little bit of that. Clippers won the game. You know, the Warriors are in trouble because there's still no timeline on Steph necessarily, and that's a bad thing. But the Clippers did get a victory. Now the Clippers are inching closer in regards to the standings. So I was watching that as the Clippers are now in the 9th spot in the play-in area, and Kawhi is literally dragging them by himself. Then after that, Cappy, I decided actually to tune over and watch a little Dodger baseball, a little little exhibition Dodger baseball.
Oh, yeah?
And I saw Dalton Rushing hit a big home run in the first inning. Dodgers. I didn't watch the whole game because it wasn't necessary to watch the whole exhibition game. But I did watch a little bit of that. I watched a little bit of Arizona taking care of business yesterday.
Okay, against Iowa State. That was one I was highly focused on that. I had Duke, North Carolina State in the early window.
Yeah.
And then Arizona against Iowa State in the late window, which really, I was going to tell you guys, like Iowa State was going to be one of my teams that when we go into the NCAA tournament, like Iowa State was going to be one of those teams that I was going to think I was smarter than everybody else.
And you were going to pick them as like I mean, not a sleeper because they're the 16th best team in the country.
But I was going to pick them as a Final Four team, and everybody's going to be like, oh, you don't know anything about Iowa State. And I'd be like,
well,
right.
I mean, I also don't think that would be like some crazy pick. Like if you're telling me the 6th best team in the country would make the Final Four, like I don't think that's a wild pick.
It's not going out on a limb. The only thing is
like if you told me Miami of Ohio made the Final Four, I'd be okay with that. Hell, if you even told me Miami of Florida made the Final Four, I'd tell you that's a wild pick.
But Iowa State being number 6 in the country, I just thought I had found a little gem. You know what I mean? That like I figured none of you guys.
I love
seen
Cappy
them.
Lenardi going on a limb with the 6th best team in the country.
But after watching Arizona, and I texted you guys,
they're so good.
BTFD.
Yeah.
And if you know what that means, you know what that means. Okay. I was watching Arizona just ham slam Iowa State last night. So now, what I thought was going to be this kind of like sleeper little pick of mine.
Yeah.
You know, Iowa State, forget it. They're out.
You see Bryce Bronny's son, or LeBron's son, you know, posing with
in the
like their
background,
little trophy.
so.
Even though I was like, wait, he didn't even play a game.
And
I'm going to hold the trophy.
And by the way, that Arizona team, you know, Bryce is on it, and he's redshirting. But they've got some kids on that Arizona team that are freshmen. One of the kids is from, I want to say, the Inland Empire. But they've got some kids on this Arizona team. In fact, this kid who I really like, the kid Braden Burries is his name.
Yeah, he's excellent.
And he's considered like one of the top freshmen in the country. He's from San Bernardino.
Yeah.
And so local guy, Lindsay, local
was
kid.
he born here?
I don't know that part of it. I'm not sure. But anyway, Arizona now. I was deep into Arizona. And then when I got done with Arizona, last night against Iowa State, and I made my declaration, Iowa State's done, Arizona's in.
Yeah.
I went over to the Kings last night. What a big game last night for the Kings against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
And there were 3 dudes last night for the Kings that were making their NHL debut. Can you imagine? You have the number 1 team in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche, in town.
Yeah.
And the Kings are so hurt, and by the way, have a brand new coach making his debut.
Yeah.
And what do they put out on the ice? 3 kids that have never been in the NHL before. And the one guy, Angus Booth is his name.
Booth.
That brother scored his first goal.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So I was last night as a ball knower and as somebody who wants to continue to pound you guys on what I'm watching, especially college basketball.
Yeah.
I went from Arizona, Iowa State over to the Kings, who got beat last night by the number 1 team in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche, which, by the way, one tiny, small note,
yeah,
a lot of Avalanche fans last night. And the Avalanche were scoring, bro. It was loud.
Yeah.
Real loud.
Yeah, it was an easy trip.
Did Puka get booed at the Kings game?
Did who get booed?
Puka. He was at the Kings game. They showed him on the Jumbotron, and he
Puka
got booed.
He did?
Yeah.
Why would he get booed?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Interesting.
I mean, I can remember being
He has become a bit of a villain.
I know, but I remember being at the Coliseum for a Rams game when they showed Kawhi on the screen, and
they booed him, right? Clipper thing.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
But why would Puka get booed at a Kings game?
People are mad at him.
I don't know. Are there a lot of San Clemente fans in the Kings fandom? Like, you know what I mean? Because he had that weird tweet about Sam Darnold. So.
Yeah, he did. He said he's just done. He's done some weird things since the offseason.
Even in the offseason thus far, I've seen him videos with him working out with Cooper Kupp already.
I don't know, Cappy.
People not like that?
I wasn't there. I didn't boo him.
Well, I mean, you came up with metabolism as an answer for why Zion's fat.
Well, but that medically is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Just Puka, maybe
that is
people,
medically possible. So last night, Kings unfortunately fell 3-2, but with 3 new players. One of them got their first NHL goal, which was exciting.
4-2, right?
Was it 4-2? He was an empty netter late.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, an empty netter, puckhead.
Empty netter, dude. That's right.
Yeah.
So there you go, George.
Cappy, you got any other wild picks for your Final Four? I'd be curious.
How about Kentucky?
Maybe,
you know what?
maybe
I'm going out on a limb.
Maybe going on a limb with I don't know, like Florida,
Yeah.
who was like the defending champion or something at number 5.
Right. I'm thinking about Duke.
Yeah.
Really going on a limb.
Yeah, have you heard about Michigan? Have you guys heard about Michigan this year?
Michigan State at number 8. Like you're going to go with them in the Final Four?
I'm going with Nebraska. They're playing UCLA today. Nebraska, number 9 in the country. Really good.
By the way, speaking of Nebraska, just for a side note here, USC lost to Nebraska over the weekend, and then USC essentially kicked off their top scorer from their team. And yesterday we were talking about this, like what happened here? And I was reading an article this morning that this was not just about coming off the floor and sitting in the stands. This was an accumulation of years of problems with this kid. And then they start to document, started his college career, I don't remember exactly where, but then had to leave and go to some actually started somewhere, then he went to San Diego State where he was the 6th man of the year in the Mountain West Conference, but then they kicked him off the team because he refused to go to school, and then he wound up going to some tiny junior college or something in Florida before he got to Bruce Pearl in 2 years at Auburn where he was really good, and then he was making his senior year here at USC, and he couldn't even get, they said, an accumulation of a year's worth of problems, and that's why they ultimately kicked him off the team.
Did you have espresso today?
I've had about a quarter of a cup of coffee.
Okay.
But I told you I'm very grateful about today. I was driving through the night, then the sunlight lit up the city of L.A., the full moon. And
moon does do something.
I'm taking in a ton of content right now, Lindsay.
My dog is crazy when there's a full moon. I don't know what it is, but every time there's a full moon, dogs go nuts. They do something. It does something to people, too. It's like the gravitational tides and poles and all that stuff,
I still think, for me, it was the Saturday night alignment of the planets with all those old people, Look, there's Uranus.
Anyway, on that note, coming up next, can we truly judge Luka with LeBron on this team? Okay, is it fair to do that? All right, let's get into some Laker talk on the other side. How about that? Because we did the Zion. He's coming to town. He's here. So we'll do that. So we'll stick around now and get ready for some Laker talk, Cappy.
Okay.
You're going to go deep. We're going to go deep, okay, into some purple and gold. Stick around. Sedano and Cap. 710 ESPN.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Providence. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You know I'm serious about the game day menu, right? If we've got the game on, I'm not messing around in the kitchen. You know what I'm doing? I'm going straight to Pizza Hut. Right now, they've got 2 insane deals. A large 1-topping pizza or a medium 3-topping pizza for just $9.99 each when you carry out. Order online at pizzahut.com, or if you don't have it by now, grab your phone and download the Pizza Hut app and bring home a guaranteed win tonight.
Available at participating locations. Extra charge for stuffed crust and original pan, extra cheese, and extra toppings.
When it's game time, there's no room for hesitation, and you better believe GM John Good will make you a great deal at George Chevrolet. Whether you're rolling in a power-packed Silverado, loading up the family in a spacious Chevy Traverse, or going all-electric, John Good has the great deal you want at George Chevrolet. Amazing pricing, zero pressure, and the next-level Chevy vehicles you want are at George Chevrolet, conveniently located off the 91 at Lakewood in Bellflower. Or shop at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Buenos dias.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just any tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your best friend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you searched everywhere for, or your first car, the one you wish you never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Especially on lighter days like today, we're just going to make ourselves laugh.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not?
Let's feel good today.
Let's feel good.
More Sedano and Kap.
Come on, kid, just have fun.
Right now.
And I'm looking for some action. But like Big Jagger said, I can't get no satisfaction. Forget all around.
Okay.
Is this a remix?
Yeah, it's like the sped up version, I think.
What's up with Tone Loc?
So, happy birthday to Tone Loc. He turned 60 today. Jorge didn't know this song, and I was like, oh, this is a banger.
You know Funky Cold Medina?
No,
Jorge, come on.
Check it out.
Funky Cold Medina.
Tone Loc's an LA guy, man. Hip-hop legend.
I never heard the guy or the song.
Wow.
Funky Cold Medina.
I said, hi, my name is Sheena. And he was like, what? Jorge looked at me like, what?
She's dancing in the back. I'm like, what are you doing? She got copied.
You know what? Briones was too busy listening to La Chona.
Exactly.
Oh.
He's asked my jam right there, Sedano.
You know what he was probably too busy listening to? I didn't mention this to you guys yesterday. On Saturday night, I saw, no, it was Friday night of last week.
The planets is what you saw.
What'd I see?
The planets.
The full moon.
No, that was Saturday.
Okay.
Friday night, you know who I saw in concert, George? I saw an L.A. band, an L.A. legendary band, really. Ozo Motley.
Oh, awesome.
Love
Ozo
Ozo
Motley's
Motley.
great.
And shout out to Will Dog, their bass player, who put me on their guest list, which was really appreciated. They're all big 710 listeners. So, George.
Are you shocked by that? Are you shocked by that, George?
Right. No.
Shout out to the guy who got me in for free.
I'm tight with the guy who leads the band. That's right. Will Dog's the man. So wait, so you love this story. So I go see Ozo Motley. They're unbelievable. But I leave a few minutes early because we're like, okay, we drank a little bit and we also did a little gummy. So, next thing I know, I needed an Uber.
Wait, right? I thought you were not doing those like two at the same time anymore.
Well, no, I decided to do the two at the same time on Friday night.
Rachel said, "Hey, you're taking
quack quack." By the way,
yeah.
so
quack quack. By the way, was Charlie Tuna there? Was he a part of it?
Charlie Tuna?
Yeah,
I didn't see Charlie Tuna.
Oh.
No, I think he was. I don't know, where would Charlie Tuna be?
Well, he's a part of Ozo Motley.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I only know
he was
Will
in
Dog.
J5.
You only know Will Dog because he's the guy
Yeah,
that gets you in for
right.
free.
Well, Will Dog's my man. He knows the one guy. Right, Will Dog. Will
Love the
Dog's
band.
been
He was
the
in
one
the
guy.
studio with us. I remember.
He came in
Yes.
studio. I see him at Laker games. He's he's a great 710 listener.
Yeah.
So Will Dog was out of control. They were so good. But this buddy of mine was going to meet me at this Ozo Motley show, right? And he says, "Who's playing?" I said, "Ozo Motley." And I go, "Dude, I love this band. They're kind of like salsa, Latino, but hip hop and some rock." Anyway, so I'm describing the band. So my buddy shows up late to the concert, and I'm already left. And he comes into the concert, and I go, "How'd you like them?" He goes, "I don't know. By the time I got there, they were done playing." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, there was like this salsa band playing." I go, "That's them." He goes, "Oh, I thought I was coming to a cover band show of Ozzy Osbourne and Motley Crue." I thought that's what my man told me. He goes, "I thought Ozo Motley meant Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue." I'm like, "No, you moron. Ozo Motley. That's the band, dude."
That's something that you would think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. You could tell this person is friends with you. Though.
Yeah, right. I got to call him a moron.
Yeah.
You know, Ozo Motley is so good. If you ever get a chance to see Ozo Motley, you've never seen an energy band like Ozo Motley. And if you don't know one of their songs, it doesn't matter. You will love Ozo Motley in person. They're amazing. So shout out to Will Dog.
Shout out for getting
Yes,
him in for free.
He did get me on his guest list. But it really didn't matter. It really didn't matter because I said to him, I said, "Hey, Will Dog," I said, "Do you want to put me on your guest list? If you don't, if like it's already filled up, it's no problem because I'm friends with the owners of the club.
I'll just get it for free anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Don't worry about it. Right, there's no problem. You know, yo, you want to be on my bar tab or what, Will Dog? You know what I mean?
All right, Cappy. So what's on tap today on ESPN LA? Lakers are home tonight to host the Pelicans. The Toyota Lakers countdown with Beto Durant starts at 6 p.m. with tip-off at 7:30. Hear it on your afternoon drive on 7:10 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the ESPN LA app. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for, the official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly, Sedano.
Thank you. Berg and Cappy and Lindsay and Briones. So our buddy Max Kellerman in his podcast, now he was on the Bill Simmons podcast recently, right? Because he's on the Ringer Network with Rich Paul, but I guess he did an appearance with Bill Simmons, and they talked a lot about the Lakers, okay? And specifically about Luka. So let's start with the first piece of sound about Max doesn't seem to be a huge fan of Luka Doncic. Let's take a listen.
Luka Doncic, because he can get a high percentage shot whenever he wants, it has stunted his development as a player in a lot of respects, right? Because why wouldn't you do that? You want to score on this possession. But as a result, guys are standing around. They're not playing with energy. They're not moving without the ball. They're not touching the ball. They're not in rhythm. Can't get hot from outside, et cetera, et cetera. And then on top of that, he complains on every call and doesn't play defense hardly ever. Like maybe the worst defender, one of the worst defenders in the game, even though he has the size to play some defense at least, right?
Oh, that's pretty bad. One of the worst in the game.
Well,
he's not wrong about
that.
that. And I would say everything that Max stated is factually accurate, okay? However, what I will say to you is he's also, because they did say, now, in the next cut, did they compare, is it that the one they compared him to Jalen Brunson?
Oh, no, he compared him to Jaylen Brown and said that he would rather have Jaylen Brown than Luka, because when he was watching the Celtics, he was saying that he thinks that he's a better player than him, and he explained why, if you want to play that one.
Oh, he thinks that Jaylen Brown is a better player than Luka.
Correct.
Okay, I'd love to hear his rationale, but you know what? Give me a second. Let's just state for the record, Max is not wrong about anything he said there. Guys do have to play a certain style with Luka. Luka will control the ball for the most part. There is less ball movement. It's not like when you watch, the Warriors in their prime, right? Or the Spurs in their prime. Pre-Wemby, like the previous iteration of the Spurs, right? Even like LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, right? Like those guys, those teams had good ball movement. The Luka teams play more like the Harden teams, right? Where there's one person who's going to have the ball a lot, and that means the other guys are just going to have to be ready when they get it, right? And Allen Iverson was also like that, right? Allen Iverson had the ball a lot in his hands, and guys had to be ready and willing to play defense around him. So there certainly been teams that have been successful doing this. Maybe not as many winning a championship per se, but Luka has had a level of success at 27 years old that warrants at least seeing if evolve that style of basketball that Harden and maybe Iverson played to some level, although not necessarily the same passer Luka is. Allen Iverson was more of a specific scorer. But you get my point, that it surrounds one guy. The other guys have to play a certain way in a specific role to play high-level basketball around him. Luka's made it to 2 conference finals and 1 finals. All right, now, do you have any objections, Cappy, before we move on?
So I will say this. I hear Max talking about Luka, and I don't disagree. I think he is one of the worst defenders. I don't know if there's really, the metrics.
He does
will
pout
back
a
that
lot,
up.
too. Yeah.
He definitely complains a lot to referees. And, yes, he's an offensive player. He is not a two-way player at all. I don't have really any objection to any of the basketball analysis. What I do hear, though, is I hear a guy in Max Kellerman who is partnered with Rich Paul on a podcast.
This is with Bill Simmons, though.
I know, but you don't.
But it's all part of the network. I knew you were going to do this, Cap.
Well, don't you think other people think the same thing?
Well, I don't understand what your point is. I don't. So continue.
My point is that he's partnered with Rich Paul. Rich Paul is LeBron's agent. LeBron's agent has had a lot of conversations.
So you're saying Max is compromised on the way he thinks about Luka Doncic because of doing he disagrees with Rich Paul all the time on the podcast.
So I don't listen to it. Number one. Number two.
Well, then you can't accuse someone of that when you're not listening to what they're talking about.
Wait a second.
Though.
I didn't accuse him of anything. And I didn't say the word compromise at all. Now, you always do a great job of correcting me when you think that I've put words in your mouth. I didn't use the word compromise.
But that's what you're implying.
No. My implication is this, is that as somebody listening to his criticism, I can't help but think to myself that he is partners with LeBron's agent and that he sees things from a LeBron perspective. That's my point. Now, if I'm alone,
I mean, you just twisted yourself into a pretzel to not say the words I said, but it's really exactly what I said.
Well, but I didn't use the word compromise, did I?
See, now I'll give you a little bit of that, but I also think this is probably going to upset you even more, Sedano. But like Max Kellerman is a New York Knicks fan. He has always, even when he was here in LA, was very hard on the Lakers, didn't really like the Lakers. And he's also with Bill Simmons in this podcast, who is a known Celtics fan, also not a fan of the Lakers in any kind of sense.
You guys are going to like, I don't understand this thing that like you guys are gonna let Max can't be like discernible. Like that's
what he said was all true.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with what he said.
It was all true, but it's always going to have a tinge of
right.
I don't even know Max that well. But from what I do know and from what I've gathered over the years of watching or listening to his content, I don't feel like Max has an issue having a discernible opinion on someone or something and being objective. You guys are making it sound like he's clouded by his fandom or by who he's working with. That seems silly.
No, that's exactly right. That's how I feel. That's right. So while it may be silly, okay, and I can live with silly, that's how I hear it. Yeah. Not backing down from that. That's how I hear it.
But yet you still agree that everything he said is factually correct.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two things can be true.
Okay. Whatever, man. Nonetheless, all right, let's get to the Jaylen Brown part of this equation.
Jaylen Brown is not as skillful as Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
He cannot get himself a high percentage shot on every possession. As a result, in order to be really effective, he must play the right way. And so he does. He makes the right read. He does the hard stuff if he needs to, right? I think a lot of fans, you look at all the things that Luka can do. Oh my God, that's incredible. And then you look at the offensive numbers and say he must be better. But if you watch the game and look at the actual effect on the team, I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Luka Doncic. I mean, partly that's dependent on the personnel and all that stuff. But right now, he's better than Luka Doncic.
Okay, so here's what I would say. I think the caveat there that he gave himself some wiggle room on is obviously it's all dependent on personnel. So yes, I would agree with that. If you're asking me who's the more well-rounded player, it is Jaylen Brown because he plays elite level defense and he's an excellent offensive player. That may be a hot take, but I don't know how hot it is. You know what I mean? Like, if Doncic is a top 5 player, Brown is a top 10 player right now. And I would argue, listen, so Tim Bontemps here at the company. Remember, we talked about this with Wendy the other day. He does the straw poll for the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been fairly accurate for 7 years now.
Got us before we could get you. Keep going.
Because he does the polling fairly close to what the actual voting is. He has 100 voters in each market, international. He mirrors the exact style of polling, even with, by the way, some people who vote for the award too. Not everyone necessarily in his straw poll votes for the award, but most do, is what I would say. So it's fairly accurate. And Jaylen Brown and Luka are in the same range, at least within a few spots of each other in his MVP straw poll. So I don't think, while it may be a hot take to some, not as crazy as you'd think, at least this particular season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think what I've learned after watching Luka now for a full, I'll call it a season, even though it was half of last year and a little bit more than half of this year. I mean, what I've really learned about the guy is he's just a one-dimensional player. Now, that one dimension is all worldly and one of the greatest dimensions we've ever seen, period. Right. So the point is that if he's one-dimensional and he's middle of the pack, but he's only a decent offensive guy, but he's got no defensive skill whatsoever, then he's a bench role player in the NBA. But because he's probably the best individual scorer in the NBA, he can be one-dimensional because he's so good on one end that he doesn't have to be that good on the other end, and people tolerate that. They accept that.
I wouldn't just classify him as a scorer. He's an excellent passer, too.
Okay, that's fair. How about call him a great offensive player?
Offensive player, right. He's a generational offensive player.
Okay, but by the same token, he is a generationally bad or generationally lazy defensive player.
Or indifferent, we could say.
Okay, so if he's indifferent to defense, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah, I would agree.
So here's the thing, is like, he's so great on the offensive end that you tolerate the fact that he won't play any defense. It's kind of like a baseball player who is so good defensively but can't hit, or vice versa. He can hit, but the brother can't play any defense whatsoever. So you just have to find ways to use this guy. With Luka, if he's ultimately going to be the build around him guy, then you have to accept the fact that the only thing you're going to get from him is offensive basketball, period. End of conversation. He'll never, ever, ever be a good defensive player because of his, what you'll use your word, indifference to defense.
But I think, George, that's why we can't really judge Luka on this year at all, because this team is not built for him like the teams that he made the 2 conference finals and the finals in Dallas.
Sure, but I think that ultimately, I think where people will go is if he just played any modicum of defense, maybe some of those teams would have gone even further.
Maybe they would have won a title.
That would have been the case.
Is he let me ask a general question.
How about we do it? Ask the question and let's go to break real quick.
And I'll ask it to everybody here. Is he incapable, or is he uninterested?
Okay, well, let's get to that in a second. But first, let's talk Prize Picks, Cappy. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you a $50 lineup bonus. It's very simple to play Prize Picks. It's more. It's less. Okay, there's a stat projection for every player imaginable and every sport imaginable. And, of course, you go more, you go less. You bundle a couple together, you win cold, hard cash.
So a couple nights ago, this was on Sunday night, I played Prize Picks this way. I'll play it again tonight for the Laker game. But I played it this way, George. I played Luka Nard to have more than 8 points scoring, and I played Russell Westbrook to have more than 13.5 points scoring. Luka Nard had 11, and Brody had 14. So that was a $20 two-pick power play to win $60. But I want to point this out to everybody. While you're watching a game and you've got your Prize Picks app open, and you're following along with the players that you've made your call on, right? More or less. They're going to make an offer to you at some point during the game when it looks like you're going to win. It's an early payout option. So I had the $20 to win $60. But, George, at one point, Prize Picks said to me, we'll give you $41.39 right now if you take the early payout. And I thought, you know what? I got confidence in Luka Nard. I think he's going to go for more than 8 points tonight. So I stuck in there, and I won my $60. But I'm just here to tell everybody, when you download the Prize Picks app and you use the code Cappy and you make your first $5 lineup and you get $50 in lineups, keep your eye out for early payouts because, George, sometimes you just take the profit off the table. Sometimes you just take the profit off the table. Okay, then I'll lock us out. Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint, locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. Everyone loves the new 2026 Toyota Electric BZ XLE that has a range of over 300 miles. You can drive one away on a 36-month lease with any old free and clear trade down for only $239 a month. That's a $36,000 car that needs no gas. No cash required. Just drive any old car, truck, or van you own outright in the Wonders Toyota or Northridge Toyota and drive out with a $239 lease payment.
2026 Toyota BZ XLE FWD. Offer good on any BZ model in stock with an MSRP under $36,650. Over 10 to choose from. Lease excludes tax, title, license, and dealer fees.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time. Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new chili crisp dumplings, paired with a premium or beverage drink, like our delicious Thai tea, both for only $5. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
This is not about you.
Focus Features presents the film Hamnet from director Chloe Zhao and producers Steven Spielberg and Sam Mendes. The AFI hails. Hamnet lifts the audience high above humanity. And now the Golden Globe winner for Best Picture of the Year has been nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Actress Jessie Buckley and Best Picture of the Year. Hamnet, our stories live forever. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig ah. If you want my future.
All right, what's the story?
What does zig-a-zay say?
Zig-a-zag. It's nothing. It just means nothing.
Okay.
I love the Spice Girls, and they were actually formed on this day in 1994. Yeah.
1994, huh?
Mm-hmm. Love the Spice Girls, and I really, really hope that they do like a reunion show because my sister and I both said that we would like sell our kidneys for that.
Well, let me tell you something.
Sell your kidney?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
right.
100%.
See the Spice Girls?
How much? Like $200, $300? Like poor Ace Primo could take it for $200.
Hitting you up, Cappy.
Maybe not a kidney, man.
I'll be hitting you up like, hey, Cappy, do you know anybody that's in like Great Britain or wherever?
Well, I mean, how about this? Listen, if you're the Spice Girls and you look what's going on with the new kids on the block up at the Sphere.
I think it's happening because Victoria Beckham recently released her documentary on Netflix, and she also was, she talked a little bit about it and how she feels like enough time has moved on where maybe a reunion is something that she would consider.
Okay.
Posh is always my favorite.
Yeah, it's Victoria.
Beck, right?
Yep.
They're all great.
Can you imagine a Super Bowl? I think Lindsay said this. A Super Bowl with the Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls and songs, like something like that. That'd be crazy.
Like millennial nostalgia. Be amazing.
All right, George, where were we here? It got
you want to know if Luka was capable of playing defense?
That's just it. I mean, is Luka a guy who grew up playing ball in Europe, becoming so skilled, so good, so talented offensively, that he was raised in a way, and I say raised, I don't mean by his parents, I mean by his coaches. Was he raised in a way to be taught, hey, you're so great offensively, don't worry about the defensive end. We need you to be the best you can be on this end of the floor, shooting, passing, creating shots, it's scoring. But on that end of the floor, don't even worry about it. You know, I mean, is that how he was trained? Or, on the other hand, is it he doesn't have the talent, he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the athleticism, or maybe it's even more than that. It's he doesn't have the interest, he doesn't have the mental capacity, he doesn't have what it takes, the desire.
I'll stop. I'm
just
here's
throwing
what I'll
out
say.
options here.
So what I would say is, because of the burden he has offensively, the idea, and this isn't new to basketball, right? The burden offensively, they're like, hey, you don't have to defend as much, right? However, as much then shouldn't become not at all at times in his career. Now, I would say this year he has put forth some effort, particularly early in the season. I think, especially after all the stuff that transpired last year and while the chatter in the offseason, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that he definitely gave it a better go this year. I think he has defended better in space slightly. I also think he's done a better job of playing the lanes, right? Coming up with steals, things like that. That's not necessarily playing good defense, but it's better than what he used to do. So I do think he's capable of giving more. I think it is a mindset thing. It is an energy thing. And, it's probably a combination of all those things that you mentioned.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the end, I don't think we're ever going to see Luka, not this year, not into the future, if and when LeBron is no longer part of this team. I don't think we're ever going to see him become a great defender. In fact, I don't think we're going to ever see him become an average defender. I think he is programmed to be an offensive player and to have other guys on the floor that protect him defensively.
So here's what I'll tell you. LeBron played elite level defense. I mean, elite level defense in the regular season, probably until he was like 29 or 30 years old. Like in the regular season, okay? And I mean every night, okay? So at that point, he had been in the league for 10 years, all right? Now, so a lot of mileage at that point. Then when he returned to Cleveland, that's when he started to pick his spots a little bit, okay? And in the regular season, wouldn't turn it up the way he would turn it up previously in Miami and the first stint in Cleveland.
That's when he had that switch put in.
Right. There was a switch then at that point, yes. And then in the postseason, we saw him, go full throttle, right? No need for a switch. The switch was always on in that scenario. I would say with the Lakers, also early in his career with the Lakers and tenure with the Lakers, now in his mid-30s, picking his spots, right? Those first couple of years. Then age started to settle in, and that became a factor, I think, more than anything else. And then he also had to carry an incredible offensive burden, similar to what we're seeing with Luka. But at that point, we're talking about a 36 or 37-year-old LeBron, not 26 and 27-year-old Luka Doncic.
But so my question is, Cappy just said he doesn't think that we'll ever see it. Why is that?
It's possible.
Because I mean, you heard Chris Paul the other day was talking about SGA and how when he was kind of mentoring him, how he was like, I could tell this guy was going to be a guy, the guy. But it wasn't until he started playing defense that people on the team really started to respect him and people around the league really started to respect him. And he said, with Curry, he didn't used to play any defense. And then when he started playing defense, people looked at him differently.
Dude, I remember in Dallas at times, and again, I'm not trying to poop on Luka here because Luka is one of the most, he's a top 5 player in the NBA, okay? But the guys in Dallas, because I know we talked a little bit about Nico Harris in the last couple of days and last couple of shows. The people in Dallas would say, man, can we just get him to play defense for 2 or 3 seconds in a possession? You know what I mean? Those were the type of things they would lament. So now I think he does a little bit of a better job of that here. But with this team, as constructed, you need more than 2 or 3 seconds. You probably need half the possession.
Well, I don't think we're going to get that. And I think that in large part, the reason that we'll never get that and why no other team in the NBA will ever get that from Luka Doncic is because, this is just my own opinion, he's been programmed to be a great offensive player. You just made a comment. He's a top 5 player in the NBA, right? That's what you said. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, think about that. You can be, well, let me put it this way. If you listed for us the other 4 guys in the top 5, I'll bet you that most of them would be guys who play both ways. Guys who
well, Jokic is in that top 5, and I would say he's become an above average defender.
Okay.
So, and Luka has not done that.
Okay, right. So here's my point: is that he's so good offensively that it is accepted that he does not have to play defense, and he's so overwhelmingly good offensively that if he's a 0 on defense but he's a 100 on offense, that still makes him a top 5 player in the NBA. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
So why would a guy who's considered a top 5 player and a maybe the best offensive player in the game, why would he change what he does?
And that's why I told you that story that Nico Harrison was around Kobe, was around LeBron when they lost, and they were like, maniacs those off seasons, right? When they lost to Dallas and Boston respectively. And they came back like different human beings, right? And he said that when Luka came back after the loss to Boston, he was still just the same Luka, personality-wise.
And that is a personality issue. I don't know if it's this guy's from this part of town, and he had to fight his way out, and he grew up dirt poor, and his only chance of making it in life was to make it to the NBA. So he's got this grit and heart and determination. And then this guy grew up having everybody tell him how awesome he was. And he's got all these great offensive accolades. And he comes from some privilege. And I'm just purely making these 2 scenarios up. But somebody's got the heart and the desire to want to just rip you apart and win everything. And some guys are like, you know what? I'm good. I'm really good. In fact, I'm awesome. And that's good enough for me.
Well, yeah, perhaps.
So he
now,
doesn't
look,
want to win?
No, it's not about not wanting to win. It's about like put it this way. When you think of Kobe Bryant, okay, and I'll use Kobe as this example, and you think about his desire to win, George is telling the story that when they lost this game, they came back and they were on fire. Like when you think of Kobe.
No, when they lost the championship to Boston.
Right, when they lost to the championship to Boston, Kobe came back a different guy. That's what you said, right? He
Correct.
came back determined, I'll rip people's hearts out. I'll do anything it takes to win.
Right.
That's Kobe.
Yeah, he felt like and in LeBron's case, the Dallas, he felt he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
So he came back a different person.
Right.
Yes.
So that's a killer's mentality, right? Luka, the description that George is giving us is that, hey, they said, you know what? They lost in the finals. He came back and he's like, hey, look, guys, it was a good year. Think about Giannis. Think about when Giannis said there is no failure.
He's not a failure.
How many of us were
It's
like,
not a failure, Eric.
How many of us heard that and went, are you out of your mind, dude? Of course it's a failure. You're an NBA champion and you get knocked out the next year in the first round. Of course it's a failure. Could you imagine if the Dodgers get knocked out in the wild card round in this baseball season and Ohtani sits up there and he goes, yeah, it's not a failure. We just didn't have as good a year as the other previous 2 years. We'd all be like, no, of course it's a failure. So I'm just saying that Giannis and Luka, their attitude was, that's fine, it's not a failure. LeBron and Kobe, their attitude was, I will freaking rip your heart out because I lost and I'm humiliated. Don't you see the difference of attitude?
Sure.
And this is the guy the Lakers are going to build around?
Well, let's talk more about it on the other side because there is another piece of sound specifically about how the team has to be built around him and that it's very difficult to do that. So we'll do that. I also want to get to the Blue Review in the 8 o'clock hour. But first, let's talk about our friend Jacob and Ronnie Cappy. Look, when a big rig or commercial vehicle hits you, the damage is real. On the other side, it's usually a group that has a whole team of lawyers.
Oh, that's the story.
Yeah, so you need a firm that's not intimidated. And we recommend Jacob and Ronnie.
That's right, because the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie, they handle truck and commercial accident cases all the time. They understand the regulations. They know how to go after the company and the driver, and they work on contingency. This is critical, so you don't pay up front.
And that's what we call Jacob for, man, okay? That's what Call Jacob is all about, leveling the field. If you've been hurt in a truck or commercial vehicle accident, don't try to take on the insurance company alone. Call Jacob at 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Call Jacob. Got someone who fights for you.
All right, we do.
But first, You're listening to KSPN Los Angeles. Good Carmen Brand's radio station, and it's game day, which means it's time to BB go for it. Listen to Mason in Ireland today for your chance to play. When you hear the cue to call, be caller number 7 and guess which team scores the first 3-point basket of the game. Get it right, and you'll win a $100 BB Go promo code. Plus, you'll be entered for a chance to win a trip to basketball's biggest stage. From our friends at BB Go, bring something different to the table. BB, go for it! And our morning show friend, Evan Cohen, will join us next on Sedano Kap Morning Show on 710.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
East Central Hotel, the official downtown home away from home for Cappy and Morales. EastCentralHotel.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey, it's Mace. Watching the game at home is fine. Cosm Los Angeles is next level, massive, high-res displays, real fans, real energy. Step into the dome. You're not watching the game, you're in it. Wraparound screens, reserved seating, total immersion. There's the hall, delivers live, multi-view sports, every game, every moment. Craft cocktails, local favorites, plus the deck, rooftop bar with can't-miss views, football, NBA, Premier League, UFC, immersive movies. This is how sports are meant to be watched. Get tickets now at Cosm.com.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Did you know if your child has a sports injury, Children's Hospital Los Angeles can get them back in the game? The expert care team at the Autry Orthopedic Center helps young athletes recover and perform their best by connecting every step of their care. From Southern California's only accredited sports motion analysis lab for kids to a concussion clinic, specialized heart tests, and top pediatric sports medicine specialists, Children's Hospital Los Angeles has the winning formula. Your child's comeback starts here. To learn more, visit chla.org.
Hey, Laker fans, 2026 is the year of you when you suit up with National University to pursue a career-focused bachelor's or master's degree. Take your best shot with NU's Year of You scholarship and score up to $6,000 annually toward an industry-current bachelor's or master's degree. 4 or 8 week courses, flexible online options, plus free tutoring, career counseling, and more. Apply by March 31st at nu.edu. Terms and conditions apply.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on.
So, I don't know, I'm feeling a little weird.
George Sedano.
Hence why you're a badass. Hence why you're a chingong.
Scott Kaplan.
Not like depressed or anything, just a little weird.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
8:04, quack, quack. Quack, quack. Sedano Kap Morning Show. On this day, back in 2007, the number one hit was Justin Timberlake. What goes around comes around.
Great song, by the way. Great song.
I'd see him in concert.
Oh, yeah.
He can't dance anymore. Didn't you see him on those
Why
videos recently?
Why is he 41? He can't dance anymore.
Listen, the Backstreet Boys are older than him, and they were rocking for 90 minutes.
Unacceptable then.
Every night.
41 years old.
I wonder what Evan thinks. Evan Cohen.
He's a T-Lake guy, I feel like.
Oh yeah, T Lake, huh?
Yeah.
Of course, I love Justin Timberlake. How can you not?
JT in the house, of course. What's up, Ev?
When I lived in Madison, Wisconsin after college, I stayed there because I got a radio job there, and this was actually right before Sedano and I met. So this is 2002. I go and I'm looking for apartments on this outside of campus because I'd always lived on campus, and I'm not kidding. I'm so pathetic. I saw something called Timberlake Village, and I said, all right, I'm living there. And I literally moved in because of Timberlake. So, that's a sign. Timberlake Village, I'm in.
I love Justin Timberlake. I got no issue with that at all. That kind of sounds like something that I would think.
And when I started at ESPN West Palm in 2003, 23 years ago today was my first show on ESPN West Palm, March 3rd of 03.
Happy anniversary.
Wow. 20 years. Thank you. For 20 straight years that I did that show, I started the show the same day with the same intro, and it was from Justin Timberlake, the song with the clips, Like I Love You, where it says, I used to dream about this as a little boy. I never thought it would happen this way, drums. Every single day. So, yes, I like Justin Timberlake.
Yes, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the story.
And I love
Congrats.
that song, and I love that line in the song where he says, I was just about to give you my name. It's just one of those kinds of things. Like, hey, girl, I love you. I love you, girl. I was just about to give you my name. I was going to ask you to marry me. And then I don't know what she did, but I don't know. Something didn't happen right. So, what can I tell you?
Well, I think wasn't that about Britney and she cheated on him?
If that's the case, I don't know that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know.
Brittany's book says otherwise, but that's neither here nor there.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, Cappy, you follow her on Instagram.
Well, I do, and lately she's been doing some more wild stuff on Instagram.
She's back on Instagram.
I'm almost embarrassed
weird.
for her. I almost feel like I shouldn't be watching in a weird way. Like, girl, why are you always giving it away like that, So, anyway, Ev, I was listening to you early this morning, Evan, very early this morning. This is in the 4 a.m. hour here in L.A., and you were talking about Mel Kiper's mock draft. And you were talking about, I want to say it was the Cardinals moving into the first round to go and grab a quarterback, to go grab, the quarterback from Alabama. And I know a lot of these mock drafts have the Rams drafting this young man from Alabama, this quarterback, Ty Simpson. And I don't think that would be a good idea for the Rams to draft a quarterback in the first round. Certainly not that high. What do you think?
I think it would be if they liked the quarterback. I don't know enough about Ty Simpson relative to the Rams, but if you tell me conceptually, a team with 2 first-round picks in a win-now mode with an MVP Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, if they were to take the quarterback now, draft a QB when they want one, not when they need one, I'm all for that. Now, you have to tell me, or they would have to tell me that this is the right one, but I'm totally okay with that. And the reason I'm okay with that is it sets you up for the future, obviously, but also contract-wise, you actually know exactly how to play out in your future. So if you bring up whoever this year's version of Devontae Adams would be for them that they would go out there and get, if you're assuming in a year or 2 years you're going to start a quarterback on a rookie-scale deal, you can structure a contract that has a low number this year and higher numbers in the next 2 years because you're guaranteed to have a rookie-scale contract guy in Simpson in this case versus some of these teams that are like, wow, we don't have a quarterback, maybe we'll get Kyler Murray at $25 a year. That's less than the average market value for quarterbacks, but it still doesn't give you a cheap deal for a quarterback. So if you like the quarterback and you have multiple firsts, I love the draft and stash at that position.
Yeah, here's my pushback on that. I'm coming at this from the Matthew Stafford perspective. I'm coming at it from the Aaron Rodgers perspective. I'm coming at it from the Kirk Cousins perspective, which is I'm here to win now, and I need you to do things around me that help me win now, not worry about the future of the organization. And, of course, the organization's pushback is, well, how much longer do we really have with you? We have to prepare for life after Matthew Stafford. But for me, I'd rather have a cornerback, an offensive lineman. I'd rather fill positions of need when I have these draft choices than prepare for the future. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, so if you're going to say that, you then need to follow that up by suggesting at least one of those first-rounders should be traded, no?
Oh, I'm wide open to that, for sure.
Oh, I think they will trade one of them.
Yeah, I'm wide open to that.
Okay, and will it be for a win-now player or draft strategy, move down, pick up an extra pick, et cetera?
I think it depends, right? If I had to guess, it would be a trade down and get more picks because you can get starters that can get you, in the second and third round. So, yeah, like I still think it could be both. You could be a win now move while also trading down.
I just think that for the Rams, as an example for the Rams, though, the Rams are so close. I mean, they're literally inches away from being a Super Bowl team. And so I'd rather play out, because you bring up a good point, I'd rather play out the let's try and maximize Stafford. Your point about thinking into the future and getting a quarterback that you want rather than when you need that quarterback, it's a good point. It really is. But I got to just go for it as much as I can.
I think Ty Simpson I think Ty Simpson is a more talented player than Fernando Mendoza. Whether he becomes a better player is a different story because there's a lot of guys who are more talented than other guys and never become better players. But he has got a better skill set than Fernando Mendoza. I would also add that Alabama, while this is not normal for them, had a very average offensive line, maybe even below average by their standards, and no run game last year. So there was a lot on Ty Simpson's shoulders. Like, he's going to be really good in the right situation.
Well, and so here's why then it makes sense to the Rams. Find me the guy in Sean McVay's history where he wasn't the right situation.
No, I agree.
Sean McVay is a walking right
but
situation.
But to Cappy's point, you're going to have a pretty annoyed quarterback at 38 years old.
Well, you wouldn't do this without him knowing, right? I mean, you wouldn't do this without him. My guess, you guys would know better than I do, but my guess is Sean McVay knows exactly when Matt Stafford is going to retire because he and Stafford on their vacations have discussed that at some point.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think the vacation stuff. I think that stuff could be overblown a little bit.
You mean you don't think they're having that conversation?
Well, I don't think that they vacation regularly together is my point. I think that they've vacationed that one time that everybody knows about. I don't know if that's like a regular thing.
Oh, I thought that this past offseason, I thought they did.
I don't know that I've ever seen a player and coach going on vacation together as an active player in sports.
You don't think Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid hang out together? You don't think these guys go down to Cabo and chill?
Cappy, that hypothetical is the great. I love coming up with the hypothetical of fake vacations, right? Like if Bill Belichick and Randy Moss went to the Bahamas together. Actually, you know what? That's a bad one. They actually would because Randy Moss is the greatest, and Randy Moss and Belichick love each other. So maybe that's a bad example. But the hypothetical coach-player vacation is something I'd love to talk about.
Well, you know what? On this show, Evan, you can feel free to talk about whatever you like. So if you want to talk about hypothetical coach-player vacations, I'm here for it. You think J.J. Redick and Luka Doncic are going on vacation together?
Yes, because I think they fought the other night because they're cool with each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, when we had them at the beginning of the season, I don't remember who asked the question. Maybe it was Mike Breen. Asked, what do you like about JJ to Luka? And he said, he's an a-hole. That's what he said. And, smiled about it. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. How about JJ and LeBron? You think these guys, former podcast partners, think they're going on vacation together, Ev?
No.
I assume no. I don't. What is the latest with those two?
I don't think LeBron goes on vacation with very many teammates. The last time he went on vacation with teammates, it was very famous, and it was 15 years ago.
So you don't think he's gone on one vacation with a teammate since then?
I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's I think LeBron's got his circle, and that's who he rolls with mostly, and that's kind of always been his MO.
Okay, so if LeBron is not going to go on vacation with a coach, how about LeBron and Draymond? Those guys vacation together?
Well, they were at Bad Bunny together this offseason, so sure.
Okay. All right, well, that explains a lot.
What if LeBron this offseason is like, I'm going on vacation with Dalton Connect and DeAndre Ayton?
Oh, that would be great.
I don't see that. I definitely don't see that. Yeah.
Hey, Dalton, you want to go on vacation with me? Sorry, LeBron, I can't afford to go on the kind of vacation you go on.
You know.
Dalton Connect is currently on vacation.
By the way, I think that's it. But let me ask you this: we were talking earlier about Max Kellerman and Bill Simmons, and they're on the Bill Simmons podcast talking about the Lakers, and Max had a specific, and him and Bill obviously had a specific conversation about how you build around Luka. Let's play that audio for Evan because I'd love to just kind of chop it up with him about it.
Luka, it's like a weird basketball thing where you have to build the exact team around the guy to make it work. And I actually think LeBron became a prisoner of this a little bit in the second half of his career because he liked this specific style that he played with. And then you started to have to put pieces around him to fit the style,
but he made them better.
True.
He used his gravity to make everyone around him better.
The bigger point that I agree with is that you can settle into bad habits as an NBA star because some things are too easy. But other things you don't have to work on. He doesn't move when he doesn't have the ball.
Right.
He's not an impactful defender at all.
Well, he's not a defender at all a lot of the time. He doesn't even just, a lot of times he's just not playing defense. He's not even down the floor to play defense.
But he has the instincts to do some
of
this
of course.
stuff.
He's
got
a
the
genius.
Quick hands.
Yeah. As Zach said on, the other day to you, he's like a basketball genius.
It is tough to put a team around him. Like, it is very specific, right? And I mentioned that. It's similar to what, the Harden teams were built like, similar to even, go back even, 20 some odd years ago, right? Allen Iverson teams were built like, even though maybe they're not all exactly the same kind of player, but the type of players you had to put around them were very similar and still are very similar.
So can we play a game on this together and do this exercise? And I'm sure you guys have done this.
I'd like to.
Can we do a last 10 to 15 years, the prototype at each position around Luka that the Lakers need to try to emulate or replicate, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay? So, we have to start with what position, if we're going to do old school positions, is Luka playing? Because I believe in this scenario, you have to slot him at the small forward.
I guess. Yeah.
The reason you don't slot him at point guard is because he can't defend a point guard.
Right, but he can't really defend the wings either that well. Like, you think he's going to be able to defend Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown? Like, I don't know.
No, but you have to put him in a position where everybody alongside of him could guard the guy he's supposed to guard, where he's going to guard the worst player regardless of position. And I think the only way to do that is to slot him at the small forward.
Go ahead.
So that's just my thought. So the point guard for me, it's Derek White or Drew Holiday. Like, one of those two would be
a defensive-minded player. Well, I don't know. His, like, if you look at, he had a lot of success with Kyrie Irving, and he's not either of those players.
I know, and I don't think that's replicable. I really don't. I don't think moving at this point that's replicable. So I would say a Derek. So they would need a Derek White / Drew Holiday type point guard. My thought is shooting guard, a Klay Thompson type. Again, this is iconic.
Now, are you talking about prime Klay Thompson, or are you talking about Klay Thompson now?
No. I'm not talking about the actual player now. I'm talking about, think about these players I'm going to mention in their prime.
Right, okay.
So a lockdown defender who can guard up, because that's key here, and a lights-out shooter. Because you can't have a guy who's standing next to him at that wing who can't guard up. Mm-hmm. And Klay is, 6'7", 200-something pounds, strong as he in his prime, and could guard up.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone says that they need the perfect rim-running, shot-blocking center.
Right.
So Tyson Chandler?
Yeah. So we're going like all time here.
Yeah,
well, I don't know how much this exercise is going to be helpful.
Is it
if I'm being honest, because none of these guys are actually available at the moment. Wow. Like, I thought we were doing an exercise of guys who are available now.
No, I'm not talking about. No, I'm saying the whole exercise is find guys that play like the guys. I'm trying to give you.
Well, he had one of those guys. I think Derek Lively is young player, but was very played like a Tyson Chandler style. Sure.
Okay, and then where I'm struggling is what's at the power forward.
You want a stretch four who can defend. He played with one in P.J. Washington.
Okay, so then we're recreating the team that Nico built for him.
That's
yes.
right. That's right. So the
Nico
team...
Harrison. Listen, Nico Harrison. You could say he's the worst negotiator in the history of the sport. And I would say, yeah, I think you're right. But as a constructor of a roster, like an architect of a roster, he did a good job, a really good job.
So, Evan, to answer your exercise, if you find players that do what Kyrie Irving did, what P.J. Washington, Derek Jones, and Daniel Gafford did, Tim Hardaway Jr., I mean, just replicate the roster of the Dallas Mavericks in 2023, and that's your future Laker roster.
But here's the catch on that. Here's why I did what I did. The West is even better now than it was then because of what Oklahoma City and San Antonio have become. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
look,
it's necessarily apples to apples.
Yeah, look, if I were building a roster of guys who are – this, to me, is a better exercise. No disrespect to your exercise. I would
Good
say –
exercise, by the way. Nice exercising.
If you were building a roster of guys today who could be available even this offseason, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Walker Kessler, let's just say for argument's sake he's available because Utah has shopped him a million times, so it's not like this is new, okay? Walker Kessler, rim running, shot blocking big, okay? Good screen setter, all right? Tari Eason, stretch four, who defends at a high level, okay? Keon Ellis, okay? Guy you can plug in a lot of different roles in the backcourt, defends at a high level, can shoot the three. Those are the type of players, even this offseason, that would be available for the Lakers to try to acquire. That would be a good fit around Luka and, in theory, Austin Reeves if he's on this team.
And that, to me, sounds like best-case scenario is 6 seed.
And Bergman put one in my ear that we've talked about in the past. Peyton Watson, another player. Those four guys should be the guys you should have on your list right now to try to acquire this offseason in some way, shape, or form.
All right, let's say they get all of them, and that's going to be tough because two of them are restricted free agents, but let's say they get all of them, just for argument's sake. I think that best-case scenario, they're a 6 seed. I could blindly say that Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Houston, Minnesota.
Houston is not that good, man. Like they don't have a secondary scorer.
Get him, George.
Right, so Fred VanVleet is there next year.
Fred VanVleet is going to be 30-whatever years old coming off a catastrophic leg injury.
Get him, Ev.
Do you think that team, that best-case scenario team, is better than a 6 seed next year?
Yes. I think that team is a top 4 seed in the Western Conference, yes.
Yeah, I don't see that. You may be right, but I don't see
look,
that.
I will give you Oklahoma City and San Antonio and maybe Denver, but outside of that, I'm not giving you anybody else.
Minnesota, you're not going to give me?
No, I'm not.
They may win the championship this year.
They're not going to win the championship this year.
But, George, the point is, if we go back to what Bill Simmons and Max Kellerman said, we are actually making the point. Because
they're right. They're right.
I know. But we're having a tough time agreeing on how to build a roster around a guy that is going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer, that is going to be looked at as one of the greatest players to ever play this sport on the offensive side. And it is very difficult because you're building a roster almost equally to complement him and to make up for him.
Yes.
You never. Wow. I'm not the biggest LeBron guy. You never did that with LeBron. It was never to make up for him. It was to complement him. That was it.
Oh, you're nailing this perfectly right now. Whatever the Lakers do in the future, presuming that everything is built around Luka, all acquisitions will be to protect him from his lack of defense. That's it.
And let me ask you a question. They're a 6 seed with one of the worst defenses in the sport, and LeBron and a 41-year-old LeBron. How are they not better with the guys I just added that actually defend and can play?
Because there's still the element of I have to perform for that guy, meaning LeBron James. I do think there are some guys.
No. But you're not understanding what I'm saying. Like, how is the team I gave you not better than the team that's currently on the roster?
Well, they may be, but that doesn't mean other teams aren't also better.
No, they could also get better, but I don't see a way Minnesota, who's basically like literally right up against the second apron, is going to necessarily get better unless Anthony Edwards takes a leap that, I mean, I don't know if he's, I mean, hell, he's so high up there right now. How much more of a leap could he possibly take is my question. Like, I feel like we're close to the ceiling already, as crazy as that sounds. Houston is not Houston doesn't have enough from a scoring perspective. And yeah, Jokic, look, I'm never going to tell you Jokic can't beat them. So, but that's 3. Outside of that, there's nobody, okay? It's not Golden State. They're done, okay? Phoenix, no shot. The Clippers, no way. They're going to be in hell for a little bit.
This year or next year? Next year, you're saying?
Yeah, next year the Clippers are not going to be that much better.
The Golden State thing is interesting to me because I think there's something interesting happening with them right now.
Which is?
Are they quiet tanking?
No, they're not quiet tanking. Steph would not tank. That's not happening.
Oh, I know, but they also don't have to rush him back. And I just wonder if they end up in the lottery.
Let me tell you something, Evan. I can tell you with 1,000%, okay? 1,000, not 100, 1,000% assurance that they are not trying to waste a Steph Curry season.
Yeah, I mean, they're not because he's not playing. So that's how I would look at it personally. But I think that – but, George, do you believe – let's say, again, let's go back to your lineup of Peyton Watson, Walker Kessler, Terry Eason, Luka, Reeves.
Luka, Austin,
right?
and you get Keon Ellis as, let's just call him a 6th man at this point.
Right. However they want to configure that starting 5, right, with those 6 guys. All will play 25-plus minutes a game.
Correct.
What you just told me is you believe you have built a significantly better team next year than this year,
yes,
and a team that you do not think can even come close to making the finals.
No, I did not say that. I did not say they can't come close to making the finals because
do you believe that team would make the finals?
I mean, I've seen worse teams make the finals.
Yes,
by the way, you would have not said that the Dallas Mavericks would have made it out of the West 2 years ago.
No, and in 2023, the Miami Heat team that made the finals against Denver, the regular season was one of the worst regular seasons I've ever seen a team play, and they made the finals. Okay, so it's not always the same thing every year. Last year, guys get hurt. Then we realize after the fact, like, oh wait, even if they didn't get hurt, Indiana is actually loaded, right? So we realize those things at different times. My point is, for those who are hating on the Luka concept, Lindsay, Cappy to some extent, it's a hard exercise to build the obvious team. And you have a guy in Rob Pelinka who's done it once around LeBron, but I don't know that people are looking at him as Jerry West and Pat Riley.
No, I would agree with that.
I think he's got a really, really, really difficult time, and the person to potentially put this together. And I don't know how he's going to do it. I really don't.
Well, let me just jump in and ask this question because, George, you're always talking about what's realistic and what's not. All the names of all the players that you just mentioned, let's say the Lakers could go out and get these 4 guys, and they were going to sign Austin Reeves. Can they actually pull that off? I mean, financially?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, I mean, they'd have to part with some assets, I'm sure, because to Evan's point, some of them are restricted, right? Like it would take some gymnastics, but it's not impossible, I would say.
Is it highly likely?
No, highly likely. Nothing is highly likely. You can get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Thank you. Yes, Evan, I'm listening.
I have been hit by an airport.
He has been hit by a bus,
I know,
actually.
yeah,
I realized that after I said that.
I know. Why would you say such a thing, George? Horrible thing to say.
Anyway, but
I mean, he's here. He survived. He's fine.
He did. He's all right. Still got some lingering issues, I bet.
Yeah. Well, those were before that, out too. But
yeah, tell me.
Cappy, here's the overall point.
Yeah.
So in George's scenario with those 4 names, what you can do is, in theory, get all 4. But as a result of getting all 4, you can then do nothing else because you'll end up in the apron. You'll end up giving up assets to make sign and trades work. You'll end up hard capping yourself. So basically what you would have to look at is this is our team. And this is our team not just for now, but for an entire 82-game season next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no – like you couldn't make a Luke Kennard trade. Put it that way. You could not do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then are we back to where we are right now, which is to say, hey, you've got your starters, and then where's the contribution coming from the bench? Because I go back to last year and I look at Oklahoma City and I look at Indiana, the two teams that were in the finals, and the one thing that I walked away from that NBA Finals was last year, this is not about having 2 or 3 stars. This is having a full complement of a team that could go maybe 9 or 10 deep. And the Lakers don't have that currently. And what you guys are talking about is creating a really strong starting lineup. And what you're saying, Evan, is once you get past your top 5 guys, you got nothing on the bench.
Well, here's what I would say.
Right.
No, okay, sure, I get it. But what I would tell you is it's better than what they have now. They have no chance to win a championship now. That roster I gave you, that hypothetical roster I gave you, at least gives you what I would say is better than a puncher's chance.
So I think what we're realizing.
I'll tell you what we're realizing is Evan's phone broke up.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Go ahead, Ev. Keep going.
You got me?
Yeah.
What we're realizing here, and Lakers fans may not like this, is you may have to trade Reeves.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I've been saying this for 2 years.
I don't like
but
to
you
hear
can't
that.
trade him.
Ironically, the two guys that play the worst together are probably the two that make the most sense to stay together in Luka and LeBron.
But it's not going to happen.
Because maybe LeBron becomes that, the next arc of his iconic career is become a lethal three-point shooter as a power forward, which is a weird thing to say, but I don't think LeBron's necessarily going to stay. I also think there's one other huge curveball.
By the way, if I'm LeBron and I look at it, and I look at the metrics that when I'm out there by myself with guys who aren't Austin Reeves and Luka, and I'm still nearly a +8 with a pretty decent sample size, I'm not going to just be the stretch 4. Like, that's not happening for Luka. That's not happening.
Well, yeah. Well, then you're going to have to stagger those two guys at some point. But
seems like that's what's happening now, by the way. It seems like they're staggering them now.
But I don't think I'm signing up for another year of that at the end.
Yeah, but Reeves is still there, so you have 3 non-defense. I think the Los Angeles Lakers are comprised by 3 great players who all play point guard, none of them in a point guard's body, who don't defend.
Yes. Welcome to their nightmare.
I mean, if you're, yeah.
Welcome to this season, exactly.
Can I just ask another question?
Sure.
Is Kawhi going to be available? Are they going to avoid the contract? Because if he, well,
I'm just saying you're right. I don't know. Could they
Thompson type?
Could they void his contract? If this aspiration thing I think that's a domino that I don't think enough people are talking about. I think that I don't know if it's going to happen this season, but it could happen in the off season. They are actively investigating this.
Right. So if Kawhi somehow was available, and I think it would have to, obviously, in that case, be without LeBron there, but he gives you elements in the building the perfect lineup around him.
I would trade. I would do everything I could to get Kawhi with Luka. Yes.
Yes. So he gives you elements of the Klay Thompson body type with the defense, and the PJ Washington can play a little bit big and do a lot of different things. Obviously, he's a million times better. I'm not saying their ability. I'm saying we talked about the body type and then being able to defend for Luka, right? They have to build a team to complement him.
Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has arguably been the best player in basketball for the last 8 weeks. So, yes. You don't have to sell me on comparisons to P.J. Washington and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Is Kawhi Leonard the kind of guy that's going to do – Wait, Ev, you said earlier you got to find guys to do the things for Luka that Luka can't or won't do. Is Kawhi Leonard the kind of player that you can convince him, hey, we need you because we have him, and he's really good offensively, but he won't play defense, so you have to be the defensive guy for him.
Well, here's what I'll tell you about where Kawhi is at this stage of his career.
Kawhi is better than him.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, but I'm saying, would Kawhi want to be the number 2?
To answer your question, here's what I will tell you.
Tell me.
Kawhi Leonard likes it that he doesn't have to guard the best player every game, all game. That he only has to do it in fourth quarters of tight games. He likes that they have Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn who can take on the other team's best player for the majority of the game. But you would still need more guys to defend than Kawhi Leonard. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, Marcus Smart, more than happy to keep him off the bench next year.
Like
right?
Marcus Smart. Yeah, like him.
Yeah, he's been fine.
Got no issue with Marcus Smart.
Yeah, this is a difficult exercise. I do think the one thing about Kawhi that I'll just add on, it's weird even at this stage in his life and his career. It almost feels like that when he feels like it, he's just the best player in the sport. Like whenever he feels like it.
Yep, when he feels like it. You know. And
all right, your phone's breaking up.
All right, we love you, Ev. We gotta go.
That was a good stretch, a good exercise. I hope your heart rate is up, and your cardio was done for the day.
I think he's got a couple of miles on the treadmill still ahead of him. That'd be my guess.
I think we lost him. Yeah, all right, that's fine.
It's a strong ball knower conversation right there.
Yeah, I would agree.
Pretty good.
How did you feel about it?
Well, I decided I was going to step back a little bit here and listen to the two of you guys go at it a little bit. I was kind of hoping that you would get more riled up. You didn't. You got a little. You didn't reach your boiling point. No. As you pointed out, Evan got his cardio up just a hair. Got the heart rate up a little bit, but also didn't get too angry. But I was kind of hoping. I was trying to instigate. I was trying to poke a little bit.
Get him, George.
Come on, get him, George.
It's just like,
get him.
You're like a child in the schoolyard.
Right. And then I was like, come on, Ev, get him. Get him, Ev.
But you're not the guy actually doing the fighting. You're just egging people on.
Yeah, no, I'm the poker. I'm the guy poking you guys.
He's like the manager. He's the Paul Heyman, you know?
Right. I've got my camera out. I'm going to watch you guys fight, and I'm going to videotape it. I'm not going to get in the middle of it.
I thought that was great hardcore sports talk.
That was hardcore.
You can listen to it on Sportsman like 3 to 7 here, leading into us every day.
I was listening to it this morning at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm sure. In the drive in the night.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All right, can I tell everybody about Pizza Hut for a second here?
Yeah, and coming up next, we'll do a little Dodger talk with the Blue Review, and then we want to talk about Max Crosby, too.
Hold on a second.
We got to hold off on Berg because he had to go to a meeting.
Bergman had to go to a meeting, so we have to do the Blue Review in the YouTube hour? About the phones. Bergman's at a phone meeting right now. Yeah.
Well, it's because we don't have our phone number still, so he's trying to lay the law down and be like, hey, give us back our phone number.
Right, the controversy between 213 and 877. He's battling it out.
Blue Review, Dodger talk in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll do Maxx Crosby next. How about
All right, beautiful. So, hey, everybody, here's the deal. We are calling this new promotion Cap versus App. You ready for this? The Cap versus the App. And if you know me, then you know technology and me, we just don't seem to get along. And it has been an ongoing, lifelong battle. And listen, yesterday, these guys were teaching me about how to schedule a text. I didn't know anything about it. I don't even know how to use my remote on my TV. I'm having those kinds of issues. But here's what I can do. I can download the Pizza Hut app, which I've done. And if I can do it, trust me when I tell you, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, if I can download the Pizza Hut app, anybody can do it. It's super easy. You download it, you sign up, and bam, you're ready to go. You're in. No waiting on hold. You don't have to call Pizza Hut and wait on hold. No repeating your order 2, 3 times. Or like, no, pepperoni, chicken, bacon. No, you don't have to do that. You do it all on the Pizza Hut app exactly how you want it. The crust you want, the sauce, the half toppings of this, half toppings of that, the extra cheese. I mean, all of it, you do it right there on the Pizza Hut app. So here's my challenge to everybody. Download the Pizza Hut app on iOS or Android and try it yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. So next week on Cap versus the app, I'm going to tell you what I'm ordering next, although I'm already well into my orders. Trust me. If I can download the Pizza Hut app and I can order on the Pizza Hut app, then you can do it too. All of this thanks to Pizza Hut. Go get that Pizza Hut app and do it today. There you have it.
That's right, Cappy. And what's on tap on ESPN LA? Lakers are home tonight to host the Pelicans. The Toyota Lakers countdown with Beto Duran starts at 6 p.m. with tip-off at 7:30. Hear it on your afternoon drive on 7:10 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the ESPN LA app. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for. The official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly. We'll be back in about 4 minutes or so on the Sedano Kap Morning Show.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
John Ireland here. Are you sore? If you are active, you work out, play golf, tennis, soccer, football, basketball, are you a runner? Do you bike or exercise regularly? If you do, you need this recovery product. Go to this website, iSpotActive.com. iSpotActive.com. They make compression wear with pockets. It's wearable. Ice cryotherapy. The long sleeve shirt has 8 flexible gel packs that fit in pockets, upper back, lower back, elbows. It's form-fitting, moisture wicking, doesn't stick to your body. There's no polyester to make you sweat. If you love to do what you do what you love with iSpot Active. Go to that website, iSpotActive.com. Everybody I know that has bought one of these things truly loves it. No more strapping on ice bags or trips to the cryo place where you got to drop $50 every time you do it. Ice and go. It's wearable. Ice cryotherapy. Get yours today. You won't be sorry at iSpotActive.com.
It's calling. A driving force from within. Pushing. Beating, rising to the surface. The time has come to let it out and ignite the flame that sparks revolution. AEW Revolution, live Sunday, March 15th from Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. Tickets on sale now at AEWTIX.com.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Hey, Laker fans, it's time to team up with National University for an affordable, achievable bachelor's or master's degree. Choose 4 8-week courses and call timeout anytime. You need free tutoring, career counseling, and more. Plus, NU has a generous transfer credit policy and offers year-round enrollment. Best of all, our Year of You scholarship awards up to $6,000 annually toward an industry-current bachelor's or master's degree. Apply by March 31st at nu.edu. Terms and conditions apply.
Have you heard the refinancing rule of thumb that says you have to drop your rate at least 0.5% to refi because it'll take several years of savings to recoup the closing costs for a refi? The Loan Exchange says the rule is nonsense. With a Loan Exchange free closer, you can lower your rate without paying any cost whatsoever. That's right, lower your rate with no cost and your balance doesn't go up. You start saving on the first day you have the loan and every day thereafter. If you decide to move next year or rates drop further, you can exchange that loan for another without losing a dollar that was tied up in closing costs. Today's 30-year fixed-free closer rate in APR is 5.625%. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 5.625%, give the Loan Exchange a call at 855-752-9944 or log on to theloanexchange.com. It won't cost you a thing. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
By the way, speaking of tap it, go tap the like button, you mongrels.
Yeah, tap that like button, mongrels.
Let's go.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na.
8:43. Quack, quack. It's a Sedano Kap morning show. And happy birthday to Camila Cabello. Turns 29 today. Mrs. Banger that she sings.
Who sings this?
Camila Cabello.
You don't know Camila Cabello?
Now, hold on a second. I knew who Tone Loc was.
Hey, stop.
All right? Somebody else I know had never heard of Tone Loc before. Now, I know the song, but I didn't know her name was Camila Cabello.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She has a look. I'm trying to think. Who does she kind of look like a younger version of? She's Cuban, by the way. She looks like what's her name? God, famous actress.
Like Selma Hayek?
Yes.
No.
Selma Hayek look for her?
No. In the same vein, Vanilla Sky.
Penelope Cruz.
Cruz.
Yeah.
She has a Penelope Cruz kind of look to her a little bit. Yeah.
I'm going to do a side-by-side here.
A little bit. Not a lot. A little bit.
Also, Cappy, it's National Cold Cuts Day, huh?
National Cold Cuts Day.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You know, today's Tuesday, and you guys know that I have a tradition. I can't break it. It's actually not a tradition. At this point, it's a legitimate habit, George.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays, when I leave the city, I stop at the Jimmy John's on Figueroa because there's easy parking off to the side.
Love me some Jimmy John's.
But I'll tell you the thing about Jimmy John's. I think people who eat at Jimmy John's, I'm one of them, I think we're all addicted to it.
Yeah, the people that like Jimmy John's really like Jimmy John's. I'm more of a Jersey Mike's kind of guy. I don't love Jimmy John's. It's fine, like if it's like an alternative. First of all, I mean, cold cuts. It is National Cold Cut Day, so I don't want to poo-poo cold cuts. But cold cuts not necessarily the healthiest thing for you. Is what I would say.
Very salty. You know, but I will just say
it's the bread. It really is the bread.
The Jimmy John's bread. Here's the thing.
It's okay to have some cold cuts, maybe like once a month.
Oh, only once a month.
I mean,
only once a month. Hey guys, you can only have salami once a month.
Well,
right?
you shouldn't eat a lot of processed meats.
Right, of course. Don't listen to George. Listen to what George tells everybody. Don't eat processed meats, you animals. All right, salami once a month.
I'm looking out for your health.
That's right. Ham. Don't eat ham. Not even turkey.
I mean, it's
Is
especially
turkey
as you get
okay?
older.
Is turkey
for sure.
all right?
It depends.
And you know, you're Cappy. You're kind of you're getting up there.
I know I am,
I'm
and I
just looking
appreciate
out for you.
Listen to me. I love Jersey Mike's. Okay, but the reason I eat at Jimmy John's on the days where I'm driving.
Yeah, but go ahead. Why?
It's a drivable sandwich.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a very if I go to Jersey
holds
Mike's,
everything.
It's too much stuff.
No, right. If I go to Jersey Mike's, you know, I need to sit down somewhere so that I can dip the sandwich into all of the juice that's fallen out of the sandwich. But at Jimmy John's, it's a very compact, clean sandwich. And by the way,
yeah, but you got to be more talented then, if that's the case.
No, George. I
yeah,
will,
that's on
you
you.
got to be more
Cal.
gifted eater.
That's on you.
You got to be a gifted eater.
It's a sandwich. There's too much
Gifted
flying
eater.
out of this thing. All I know
You're not
is
as gifted an eater as you think you are.
I'll tell you this right now. Jimmy John's got a nice, drivable eating sandwich.
Okay, that's
totally
fair.
agree with that. Totally agree with that. Jersey Mike's falls all over the place. Like the lettuce comes out.
And I like that. When
Yeah,
I'm sitting
of
at a
course.
table and I can dip into it, you know? But when I'm driving, I need a cleaner sandwich. Jimmy John's got the more drivable sandwich.
Also, Jimmy John's better bread than Jersey Mike's.
Much better bread.
Yeah.
Because the Jersey Mike's bread is very spongy and but I love it.
That's why it's better.
I love it. It's awesome.
I'm a Jersey Mike's girl.
But I'm just telling you, the
100%.
bread at Jimmy John's is unbelievable. If I took a roll of bread from Jimmy John's and I
Put up
brought
a
it to a
poll.
Jersey Mike's, can I say, hey guys, I brought my own bread. Would you please put this sandwich on this bread?
You know, though, what drives me nuts about Jersey Mike's is when I love Jersey Mike's, but when you order online, any of the apps, including their own, you can't change the cheese. And I want Swiss cheese on my turkey sandwich, not provolone. I want Swiss cheese. So I have
Okay.
to buy my own Swiss cheese.
Oh, really?
Well, I have Swiss cheese, and then I put it on my sandwich myself, which I don't like that. You can only change it if you're there in person to do that.
George, I'm going to tell you right now, one day we're going to go to Jimmy John's. We're going to drive together. We're going to eat the sandwich in the car. We're going to have like a driving picnic. And then we're going to go to Jersey Mike's. And we're going to order the exact same sandwich. And then we're going to eat that one too. And then we're going to determine once and for all, based on the exercise, not based on opinion, we're going to know the answer. What is the more drivable sandwich?
That's
the
a great
Jersey
idea.
Mike's
I
or the
actually
Jimmy John's?
love this bit. You guys should totally do this.
And I'm driving.
Go to
Yeah,
South
but that's
South
a lot
and
of
then back up
sandwiches
from
to eat.
South.
Well, we can only do it once a month, remember, because you can only have cold
Well,
cuts
but then
once
I got to
a
eat
month.
2 sandwiches.
Well, you'll have one in March and you'll have one in April.
Oh, I see. Got
Yeah.
it. I thought you wanted me to do it in the same day.
Actually, not a terrible idea. You know what we should do? We should go get one Jersey Mike's, one Jimmy John's. We cut them in half. We eat them on the drive, so we have half a Jimmy. We have half a Mike.
That's the move. Yep.
And that's what we do. Now, do you know that when you go to Jersey Mike's, as an example, George, and you want them to put like all the onions on it and the juice and everything else, you know how you would order that, right?
Yeah, he said it's Mike's way.
Mike's way. Now, if you go to Jimmy John's and you want them to do the exact same thing,
Jimmy's way?
No. You tell them, Jimmy it up.
Oh, Jimmy it up.
And if you say Jimmy it up, then they know you're part of the familia.
So if you say you want a Jimmy's way,
You're fully making this up.
they
No,
look at you funny.
Swear
They
to
look
God.
at you sideways.
There's no Jimmy it up.
I promise you. I
You're
promise
making that
you.
up.
Jimmy it up.
I think today that you guys
New
should cancel
slogan for him.
your regularly scheduled lunch and go to Jimmy John's.
You know what?
instead.
That's
Oh,
not a
here it
bad
is.
idea.
He's right. Jimmy it up at Jimmy John's means ordering a sandwich with added onion sauce,
Jimmy
hot
that rascal
peppers,
up.
oregano, basil to enhance the flavor.
Yeah, and those hot peppers, dude, sometimes if you get the wrong, dude, all of a sudden you get that sweat dripping down the back of your neck. Pretty damn good. Pretty good. Think about this Jimmy John's. It's right here on Figueroa, though, Bergie. If we walk down there today,
I'm down.
I will tell you right now, everybody in there knows each other because they all eat there every day the same thing. And there's hot chicks in there, too. You're like, damn, girl. And she's like, hey, I love my Jimmy. Jimmy it up. Yeah.
I knew somebody who really loved Jimmy John's, who I worked with one time, and yeah, she was always about Jimmy John's.
Right. I'm telling you, there's
It
something
is
in it.
addictive.
There's something in it
Like
that's addictive.
I get on a kick when every time I have it. Like I'll eat it then for like the next 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, it's the bread. The bread is addictive.
What kind of bread do you get there?
I don't
the
know.
regular-
There's
the regular
options.
bread.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I get like the kind that's like the Italian like cheese. It's like the herbs and cheese bread or something like that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's good bread.
I don't know. Anyway, George, I'm not here to talk about Jimmy John's. I'm here to break down the Lakers roster and the future of the Lakers roster.
Well, I thought we were talking about Max Crosby. Oh, Bergman's back. We could do the blue review now.
Yeah, let's
we
do
could
that
do the
now.
blue
Let's do
review.
that.
And we
Yeah,
get
go
Max
ahead.
Crosby.
Dodgers. Dodgers.
Blue review this morning, huh, Bergie?
Yeah, I did the blue review this morning. And so one of the big things that we actually talked about, there was an article from Alden Gonzalez, and Buster only threw it out there, but it was basically about how Shohei Ohtani is saying that he wants to get Cy Young.
Shohei Ohtani.
That he's trying to get the Cy Young. He's decided in his mind that he wants to win the Cy Young. So
That's cool.
The fact is, if he does this, and this is where my mind went with it, if he does this, I know he's already in the conversation. If he wins the Cy Young, is he the greatest athlete in the history of athletes?
It's so funny you bring this up.
Is this an exercise in futility?
I don't think that is.
Here's
I mean, he's in the conversation for
Yeah, I
sure.
know.
He's in the conversation right now. But if he does that, where he does,
But is he in the conversation of
No.
greatest
He's the
athletes?
greatest. He might be the greatest baseball player
baseball
we've ever
player.
seen. I don't know about athlete.
Yeah, athlete though too. 100%. I think he's
Really?
one of the great, as he's in the conversation. I'm not saying he is, but if he does this, he's on the level of something like a Michael Phelps, that's just winning, or like Olympians and that type. Jim Brown doing multiple things, or Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. No.
Not exactly for me, because you
No,
bring up
not
Bo
really.
Jackson. Bo Jackson played NFL football at the highest level and was a great baseball player. Deion Sanders was able to go from a football game, get on a plane, and go play in a World Series baseball game. Ohtani is the greatest two-way baseball player and probably the greatest baseball player that we've ever all seen in our lifetime, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's the greatest athlete per se.
No, I'm saying he's in the conversation. I'm not saying he is. But if he does this, the Cy Young, I think he goes into that level. These are two totally separate things.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up Ohtani, though, George. We were talking about Luka, right? Could you imagine, if Ohtani were just a hitter, he were just the DH, he never pitched and he never played outfield, we'd all say, he's an amazing player. This guy hits 50 home runs a year. This guy steals 50 bases a year. He's an incredible offensive player. But because he can pitch and be dominant as a pitcher, we look at Ohtani as the most complete player that the sport of baseball has ever seen. On the other hand, as we're talking about Luka, we're talking about a guy that is a great, great, great offensive player. But in his sport, playing defense is something that everybody's expected to do. And he doesn't do any of it. So,
But
Luka,
he did it in Japan. He was played outfield in Japan, and
Oh, no doubt.
gunning guys out at third base from right field.
Oh, he could play outfield in Major League Baseball right now, no problem. But this is the difference between Ohtani's greatness and Luka's greatness. Luka is a great offensive basketball player. Ohtani is the greatest, most complete baseball player we've ever seen. That's a huge, huge difference. If Luka played defense the way George described LeBron played defense when LeBron was in his 20s, Luka would be the best basketball player. He's the best offensive basketball player. He's missing half of his game.
So besides the Shohei stuff, that was something that just Marcus and I just kind of bandied about.
Okay.
Another thing that we talked about was Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone, who has,
weren't you hyping him up like a week ago?
I was hyping him up because I thought he came out and I watched him. He looked great on the mound, and I didn't hear anything really about how he felt after his outing. It seemed like after when he got done, he's like, I feel good. It was great to be out there. It's been over 500 days, and I feel pretty good out there. Now they're saying that he still has shoulder soreness, and it's been a little bit too long for him to now they're shutting him down for a little bit and saying, hey, let's pull the brakes back. Let's have you let's have you just slow down a little bit. So that's going to leave open roster spots in the starting rotation now, because it was between him, Roki Sasaki, Emmett Sheehan, and Justin Wroblewski for who's going to get those 5th and 6th spots, because Blake Snell is going to miss opening day, and we don't know what Shohei is going to do.
Blake Snell, I think that's the greatest story ever. Blake Snell, bro, I'm too tired, man. I pitched all the way through the World Series. I pitched way more than I normally pitch.
I mean, like, honestly, yeah, it was weird, but at the same time, just be ready for the postseason. I don't care when you play.
See, this is what I was telling you. I told you this last week. This will be a very frustrating season for Dodger fans, not because they're not going to be great, because you're not going to care about 1 or 162. You're going to care about game 163. And it's going to be a long season to get you to game 163. There'll be highs, there'll be lows, there'll be injuries, of course. There'll be losses and losing streaks, but you're going to be frustrated because you don't care anymore about the regular season.
Yeah, it's going to be so try talking about it on the Blue Review 5 days a week at 6:30 in the morning and having to
You're going to do just fine, Greg, because you know what you need to do on the Blue Review is create urgency, and you will, because there's going to be incredible moments that you're going to be able to document that no one's going to be able to document. There's going to be, a 3 or 4 game losing streak, and you're going to freak out about it. And that's going to be fun. Don't let Cappy put a damper on your Dodger season before it even starts.
I'm going to do that all season long. Every time the Dodgers
You know what?
I'm
going to do to you what you did to Kellerman. You know why you say that?
Yeah, why?
You're a San Diego guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Padres.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. And by the way, you wouldn't be wrong. I mean, you wouldn't be wrong at all. That's why I'm not wrong about Kellerman.
No, you're not. You are wrong about Kellerman because you're not. You don't care about the Padres.
Right. That's true. I don't. Kellerman, though. Kellerman comes from his opinions about the Lakers, in particular the current Lakers, are based in large part with his relationship with Rich Paul.
I only have 30 seconds left for Dodger talk, so I like to have a villain every year. I mean, it takes about a month and a half.
Yeah, who you got?
So last year was Michael Conforto, and look, I was absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
A couple years ago was Alex
Who's
Vezia.
your villain now?
I don't know. It has to come into focus.
Okay.
It's going to take
Need
about
to
a month.
find you a Dodger villain.
I'm going to find a villain.
You know who I think? I'm going to make a prediction. I think it'll be Kyle Tucker.
No, I hope not. That would be
no
disaster.
way.
Yeah,
It is.
I think that's going to be your guy.
I don't want it. I don't want that.
It's going to be your guy.
That would be awful if that's the case.
Just looking for a villain.
Okay. Well, listen. The YouTube hour's coming up next, kids. So for those of you that aren't there, get there now. Sedano and Cap continues.
Call Jacob.
LA, are you ready? Introducing your new hotline for accidents and injuries.
800-345-6789. That's not a score, guys. That's the number. 800-345-6789.
Because when LA gets hurt, there's only one call that counts.
Accident or injury. Call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Cappy, when I walked into the Vision Works Brea store, I immediately thought, this is too easy.
I know. And the frames are organized by shape and by price, so you don't have to go digging around. Now, Chris, I had the same experience at VisionWorks in Santa Ana.
Seriously, why go anywhere else but VisionWorks? Their 100-day guarantee gives you peace of mind, so if you change your mind, for any reason, just bring them back.
Buy one, get one free.
Simple scheduling, simple shopping. VisionWorks makes it simple.
Hey, everybody, it's Cappy here to talk to you about Prize Picks. And, of course, I want to remind you, first and foremost, download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Cappy. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 in lineups. That's code Cappy to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So, listen, here's the thing. Right now, basketball season, you got to shoot your shot, man. Prize Picks, you get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Come on, that's $50. They make every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. I'm literally following the game while I'm on the Prize Picks app, and it's so easy to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get them right, you're cashing in. Now, I like a little flex play because you don't have to get everything right to still win. But on the other hand, the power play, you got a much bigger shot. Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. So download the Prize Picks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAPPY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text CAR to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CAR to 215-215. That's CAR to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Are you better than Key? Key drives a Pre?
No, I hated my car. I honestly hated my car.
Wow.
He was always worried that it was going to blow up. So when we were in it, he'd be like, "Oh, this thing's going to go." I'm like, "It seems fine to me."
No. I thought that it was always going to explode at any moment. It was
I will admit that I once had a Prius, and
really, I liked the Prius. I didn't like the car.
Yeah, I liked it too. And every time I showed up somewhere, they're like, "Yo, you got your sister's car or what?" And I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah, my mom.
I got ripped all the time for having a Prius.
Mine looked like I was a soccer mom. I had a van. It was just, I hated it. Imagine, so when I was single and I had this soccer mom van, I'd pick up girls and it was like, oh, hey, yeah, don't. It's paid off.
It was a Prius van?
Hey, you want to get down in my Prius?
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
I was driving. It was like super early in the morning, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't see the deer. And I hit it, and I didn't know what I hit. But I heard the crunch. You know what I mean? Like, I knew something was wrong. I stopped at a gas station. I looked at the quarter pound, the front quarter pound. I go, what the hell, man? There's hair, there's blood. I'm like, oh, no. So I wind up turning around, going back, thinking, what if I hit a person? I just didn't see him. So I go back, and I turn around, and there is a biker, and I can see his light. I'm like, no, I didn't hit this biker, did I? And then I see this deer stumbling across the street. And I'm like, oh, no, I hit this deer. And the deer, of course, probably went out into the woods and then got eaten by 12 coyotes. But thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage to the Prius.
A little sabor?
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit Boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the Stinger last time.
Oh, big time. So,
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
because that brother got nice ties. Here it comes.
903. Quack, quack. I like to make the sound myself, but The Sedano Kap Morning Show. Cappy's here. Sedano is here. Berg is here. Jorge.
By the way, I'll stick around for the whole show because my flight's been delayed 7
Oh, what a guy.
No,
what
man.
a nice guy.
See, I could have lied to you. I
You're
could have
gonna
just
stick
not
around?
even mentioned it.
You're going to actually hang out with us today?
Well, I
What
was
a
going to
guy.
originally. I had to leave at 9:30 because I have to get to the airport. But now my flight's been delayed 70 minutes. So I
Oh,
might as
no,
well stick
70
around.
minutes.
By the way, you know how the other day, George, you had the issue of the TSA pre-check not showing up on your boarding pass?
Yeah.
Depending on the airline, most of them, you can add it in the app.
Oh, it's a whole pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass, but you can add it in the app. Like if you ever get to the TSA gate and it's not there, you can add your number real quick to your itinerary.
Let me tell you something. Delta, American, Alaska, you name the airline. They should all learn from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is an app that is so easy to use that big dummies like me can use it. But if you told me, go onto the Delta app and add my TSA, I'd be like, oh, I got no chance. No chance whatsoever.
Yeah, I did not. I mean, I called travel and they told me, and everybody there told me I had to go to the desk, and it was just, it wasn't going to, I was going to be in the same conundrum at that point.
Yeah,
the line
at
late. The desk was out the door, you know?
I thought you had, though, you guys tell me, is Clear.
It's different than TSA.
But is it
yeah,
an
but the
upgraded
JFK,
version?
the JFK, the part of JFK I was at didn't have Clear.
Oh.
Trust me, I would have gone that route.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And also, you need to have Clear and TSA pre-check, because if you only have Clear and you don't have TSA pre-check,
You still go through the regular line. But they do skip you past the people.
Yeah.
There is that. So it does still save you a ton of time.
You ever look at the boarding pass on your phone and go, I know I've got TSA. I know I put in my TSA, and I can't find the TSA check mark on my boarding pass on my phone. And then you finally realize, oh, there it is. Oh, God. It should be bigger and more pronounced.
If I were George, I would have just take a screenshot of an old boarding pass or something.
You think that would have worked in the airport? You think that would have gotten
You just
by?
show it to the
Well,
person
the people
there.
that are checking that stuff don't know. But then when you get to the front, if you show the real one, they're like, "Hey, how'd you get it?" You know, still.
You're right. You're right.
They make you go around anyway, probably. So it's not worth it. Yeah.
You know, even though I travel and I have TSA, and I'll carry a lot of broadcast equipment
Do
with me.
you like telling people that now that you have TSA back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
Aren't you proud of it?
Oh, my God. George, it took me well over a year.
Yeah, you got it confiscated for
I
a
remember.
minute.
To get my, I not only got it confiscated, they legitimately took my card, my global entry card, like the actual hard copy of
They're
the
like,
card.
"Give me that,
They're like,
bro."
yo, give it up. And I remember I went back to the CBX down at the border, and I walked into their office one day. I'm like, yo, can I get that thing back or what? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you guys took it from me 8 months ago. I'm like, now I've got it reinstated. They're like, we don't have that thing. I'm like, oh, well, I wanted it back.
You just got to order a new one.
I know. I got a new one. By the way, that's another thing I need to order a new one of. You know when you drive and you have a little barcode sticker in your car for express lanes and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I lost my little sticker. So
then they're just going to take a picture of your license plate and send you a bill in the mail.
Oh, okay. So that's how it happens.
Yeah, but
I can still use it.
Yeah, I think so. But I think there's more of a charge if you do it that way. I could be wrong. George would probably know better.
I mean, all I know is that I figured that license plate, they take the picture, and then, they just send you the bill. But I was like, I lost the little sticker. I don't know where it is. So can I still use the express lane or the HOV lane? No, Briones is telling me I cannot.
No, you can't.
Why? I need the sticker?
You need the sticker because the cameras register that QR code or
Yeah,
whatever.
but don't you think that the sticker is associated with the license plate?
No.
You don't think so?
Well, no, here's what happens.
Yeah, but no.
Here's what happens. If your license plate is registered, they'll bill you first, but then they'll take it off later. And if it's not, you have to look at your statement, though, to make sure that they do it. But, yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle because, yes, technically you're right, Cappy, but sometimes they get it wrong.
Okay.
Which means you're not doing any of that.
Okay, right. Yeah, because
you don't even know what a statement is.
Well, no, but I do get an email, and it says it's a message from the toll roads, and then it tells you that you can log into your account. Of course, I don't know how to log in.
Oh, be careful. That could be a scam, too. That's been
really?
a scam going around lately.
Toll
telling you
roads?
that you owe money on tolls. Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's been going on for years.
Oh,
Bro.
gosh.
I got texts about it the other day, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't drive in
Yeah,
Ohio.
don't answer any of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, listen to this. I got this message from the toll roads. It says, Dear valued account holder, this email confirms that on February 27th, what day of the week was that? Was that last Friday?
Mm-hmm.
I was driving back from the Vision Works in Fullerton. I was driving to South, and the way my GPS took me was on the 73, which I would normally prefer to take the 405. But I was like, I can't figure out where I'm going. So I jumped on the 73. All along, I'm having this anxiety, like, I don't have the sticker. Oh, my God. And then the reason I'm so upset about it is because then if you don't have the sticker, once you go through the toll road, then they tell you, hey, make sure you go onto the website and you pay for it. And then, of course, everybody forgets, and then they charge you more. So then I get this email. It says that on February 27th, a charge of $7.31 posted to your account, and I knew that I used the 73 that day. So what it's telling me is that even though I don't have the sticker, they recognize my license plate, and they knew who to bill, which means I'm not going to have like a $400 ticket You know,
think
for
that
using.
sounds right.
But if you don't pay it by the certain date,
What do you mean pay it?
becomes,
Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how this stuff works because you pay monthly for it or what? How's this
I
work?
don't know, man. It just says that a payment has been processed to my account. So doesn't that mean that there's like a credit card associated with the account? George, would you help me for crying out loud? Good God,
What,
man.
do we work for the toll roads
What are you
here or
going
what,
to do? Are you
man?
going to help me here or not, man?
You have to go on the website and pay for it. I don't think there's no way it was processed if you didn't actually go in and pay for it.
No, that's not true because I drive my friend's car, and she'll be like, "Oh, there, you took the express lane on this day and this much money," and then I Venmo her.
I don't know, George. It says the email confirms that on February 27th, the payment of $7.31 posted to your account. Now, unless one of you guys was generous enough to post $7.31 to my account, I believe I actually paid for it by using the $7.
Why don't you just call them?
I'm not calling anybody. Who am I going to call?
Well, then there you go. There's your problem.
Who am I going to call?
Pay the $7.31.
I paid it already.
But he's saying it posted, so it already charged them. Do you have look on your credit card or your debit card?
I don't know which one is associated.
Oh,
with the account.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Go on the website, call them.
Yeah, go on the
Figure it out.
website.
Yeah.
If you don't, or call them, those are your options.
Otherwise, you're going to end up having a what if you don't? They're right, and you do have to pay it, but then you don't, and then you get a ticket or a fine because of it. You don't want to deal with.
No, I don't want to deal with that. That's right. So now I'm going. You guys got me paranoid now. Now I'm going to the tollroads.com. And I feel like we have a firewall here at ESPN, and I can't even get to it.
Well, that is a real thing.
That is a real thing.
The toll roads, toll roads. What about the phones? That's a real thing still too, huh?
Yeah. What happened, Bergie? Did you fix the phone situation or not? Why? What's the
phone's
problem?
driving me insane.
What's the issue here? Maybe George can help.
I would love for George to help.
George, can you
how
get
are
involved?
you? How are you with phone lines?
He does
and,
have the
and
power.
hunt lines?
I mean, George, can you help a brother out here? Can the black hand help out?
I mean, what do you need?
Whatever this guy's hand is, the green hand.
So we have all of our lines. All of our lines work.
Okay.
However,
right, but the toll-free number.
The toll-free number.
I thought
does
we're done
work.
talking about the tolls.
The toll-free number works. However, if you're an AT&T customer or a Verizon customer, on your end, when you call in, it will not ring.
Why is that?
It does. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out and why we're not putting our number back out there. We have the number. We just need the number to actually on your end. If I have Verizon and I call right now, I will not hear it ring. However, it will go through.
Let me try.
I'm calling right now.
All right, hold on. Let me switch this over.
What you want me to call the 800? What is it? 800 what?
I have it as 877.
Are you AT&T? Are you T-Mobile?
I'm
AT&T.
I'm
Okay.
Verizon, so we're both going to try. All right, I'm calling 877-710-3776.
Yeah, so I see you coming through. It says Scott Kaplan right now. It's coming through.
Okay, I don't hear any ringing.
You hear no ringing.
No ringing, none, zero.
Sedano, do you hear
All right, now,
ringing?
all right, Kaplan, stop. Now my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, we have enough lines you can both call.
All right, I'm calling.
All right, I see. Okay, it says wireless caller calling. However, do you hear a ring?
No.
Me neither.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to figure out, and that's why I had to go at 8:30 to be on a meeting, which went nowhere.
Okay, answer the
But
call.
hopefully we have an answer.
Answer the call. See
Yeah,
what
but
happens.
that's not the point. The point is if you're a listener and you're calling in to try and win a contest
Yeah.
and you don't hear anything ringing back, you're not going to think that it's going
That
through
it's
and you're
going
going to hang
through,
up.
correct.
All right.
Exactly.
Pick up the call. Let's see what happens.
It's there.
I already
Go
hung
ahead.
up.
Oh, hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
You can do it.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Be honest. Pick
Hold
it up.
on. Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, we hear you
Hello?
twice.
Hi.
Hi.
Hola.
Okay, it's me calling.
Me calling.
All right, so the lines do
the
work.
Lines do work.
Yes, the lines work, but we needed to actually ring on our end.
Okay, well, it didn't ring.
Well, it didn't ring.
Right. So that was what the meeting was about.
All right, well, I just hung
And
up
it's
on
been-
you.
And it's been too much.
your voice at me?
I did not raise my voice at you, Coach. I did not raise my voice at you. I promise you that. I did not raise my voice at you. So, George, as we pull into this this YouTube hour, we said we were going to discuss the Maxx Crosby situation. Now, turns out, lucky for us, our resident Raider fan has returned from his phone meetings that went nowhere, okay?
Yeah.
And that we still can call the show, but we can't hear it ring. These are the things we now know.
But we have the line.
We do indeed. So the story is that, at the Combine, the general manager of the Raiders, this guy Spytek, was telling everybody, I love Maxx Crosby. We have a great relationship. He should be back. And now there is the next part of the story, which is a trade for Maxx Crosby could happen literally any day.
I do not want it to happen, but if it does happen, I hope they get a lot for him.
Why do you not want it to happen?
Because I really feel like having that guy on your defensive line is something that helps you, that he's somebody that has to be double and triple teamed, and you don't find a lot of guys like that.
Yeah. Does it help you win?
So as of right now, no. But if you have, because of the salary space that you have, because of you have all this, you have so many draft picks, You have over $100 million in cap space. You have, I think, 10 draft picks, 5 or 6 of them in the first 4 rounds. All those things, you can build your offense through free agency and the draft. You can go out and you can find guys in free agency that are offensive linemen, get offensive linemen in the draft, and also get a couple of playmakers. But to have that anchor on the defensive end, I think, is something that they're going to regret later on.
Mm-hmm. I'm all for trading guys who've been on a team for a long time who still have value and have not brought wins. And I'm not telling you that Maxx Crosby's not a winning player. I'm telling you that for the Raiders, he has not been a winning player. Could he go someplace else where they're more prepared to win and make a contribution, help get a team or a defense over the top? Yeah, I think he can. But by himself, which is what he's been for all these years, he cannot do that, not from that position. And even if he were a quarterback, he couldn't do it. Football, it's not like basketball where there's only 5 guys on the floor. You got to have 11 dudes all working in the same way.
No, of course. And that's why I feel like you can still get enough guys on both sides of the ball through free agency and through the draft, especially if you draft Fernando Mendoza number 1 and he's on a rookie contract, so you don't have to pay him for 4 years. Like there's a lot of space to build on both sides of the ball and still keep Maxx Crosby because he's under contract already. He doesn't have to go anywhere.
Let me ask you this. How much of this is about Maxx Crosby being a very good football player versus how much of this is Maxx Crosby is the embodiment of the Raiders?
No, I mean, I love all that stuff too, but it's because he's a very good football player that needs to be double and triple teamed and will leave other guys open. I think that's important for your defensive line.
So you're saying this is less about emotion
it's not
and
about
more
emotion.
about football analysis.
Yes, correct. That's what at least my football analysis.
Okay.
It may not be to the level of yours, Cappy, but...
Well, I would just say this. I'd trade the hell out of the guy. I really would, and it's not because I don't think he's a great player. George, I don't know how you feel about it.
I would trade him too, yes.
We've done this before also. I know it's new guys with John Spytek and Tom Brady, but we did this before with Khalil Mack, where we went out and traded him because we thought, okay, that could be a guy. We're going to get a whole bunch of draft picks, and we're going to make this team better. And then guess what? Now we've been regretting losing Khalil Mack for years.
Well, if you want
now.
him, you can have him back now. He's cheap in free agency. You can have him back.
I don't want him now. I want him back then. And we did it with Amari Cooper. Like they've done this so many times. When you have a guy that is at the top of his profession and top of his position, it's tough to lose that kind of guy, especially when he is already you still have all of the things that you have while he's still under contract.
Well, what are the other things that you have?
So you're going to get Fernando Mendoza. So you have what you hope to be your quarterback of the future.
Okay.
You have Brock Bowers. You have Ashton Genty. You do have to fix the offensive line. That's obvious, and they're going to do that in free agency and in the draft. I think there's enough there. But if you do it, and let's say you trade him to the Cowboys, for example, and you trade him for a couple first-round picks and George Pickens.
That ain't happening.
Right. Well, it has to be on the level of who got traded up to? I'm blanking on his name right now.
Got traded to where?
From Dallas to Green Bay.
Okay.
Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons.
Parsons.
Yeah. So it has to be on that level. You have to be able to get a very good player and draft picks a part of it.
Well, I don't remember. I thought the Packers sent draft picks. I don't remember. Yeah,
and Kenny Clark.
Okay. All right.
So you have to get a NFL ready player plus picks, and they're saying higher than even Micah Parsons. So if that's what it is, cool. Then go do it. But if it was my choice, I wouldn't. I would rather have Maxx Crosby on this team.
Yeah, I just think that when you have an asset, and that's what players are, and unfortunately, you got to separate emotion from math. Essentially, you got to look at players as assets, and you can't get emotional about them. And we all love them. And hey, this guy means so much to our organization, and I love the way he plays, and he's given us so much. But he's an asset, and as an asset, what can that asset bring to us? And if one guy who can't really impact winning can bring us draft capital and perhaps a player at a different position where we have a lot of need, to me, you have to consider moving that asset. And for the Raiders, who sounded like they weren't going to trade Maxx Crosby, a week later, now it sounds like it's imminent.
Yeah, and I mean, it's disappointing that it is. If they get a good haul for it, then cool, fine. I understand you're trying to build your team. You're going through an entire rebuild all the way around. And DeMarco Farr said it to me the best. You can't have your highest paid player on the defensive side. So I can understand that point. I just know what type of player Maxx Crosby is and what kind of impact he makes on the defensive side of the ball. And defense is extremely important in football, which we have seen. That's how teams win championships a lot, through their defense. And I think losing him is going to be not a disaster, but a mistake. And we're going to look back and say, should have kept him.
I know, right? Think about that, George. You might go from like 4 wins to, I don't know, 3 wins. Whoa. Wow. Look what happened to us.
This is why you're never coming back to Raider Nation.
No, I may come back. No, I may come back. No, I may be back.
This is why you're not coming back to Raider Nation.
I could be back.
No.
You see,
that right there is exactly it.
Well, this is, you see, you're missing the whole thing. I'm giving you a winner's mentality. You're playing a loser mentality.
How is that a loser mentality?
The loser mentality is we hold on to this guy because he's really good. The winner mentality is we got to get more than 3 or 4 wins in a year. He can leave, and we get more players, and those more players turn into more wins.
The winning mentality is keeping the guy on the defensive end that actually helps you to win, and still building up your offense and your offensive line.
Yeah, but you're not in a position for that is the problem.
Okay.
You're not in a position to win right away, so he's a luxury. And I think that's what Cappy's trying to tell you.
So you can, in football, you can go from worst to first if you figure out the quarterback and coach. So
you can.
A lot of pressure.
Usually the teams that do that are in divisions that aren't very good. You happen to be in arguably the best division in your conference. Well, no, I would say the best division in your conference, arguably the best division in football.
So let's look at that, though, then. So the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, do we know when Patrick Mahomes is coming back?
I would say presume Patrick Mahomes should be back for the latter part of the season. Call it week 12 and beyond.
So week 12 and beyond. So that means you don't have Patrick Mahomes, your star quarterback, for 12 weeks. They're going to lose more games than they typically would lose. So I wouldn't call this season specifically
Denver and the Chargers are still really good.
So the Denver has a great defense. How do you believe in Bo Nix?
I do.
Well, what's to say they're not going to get better players around him?
Sure.
You know?
They could. There's a lot of things. So
they're already a playoff team. Like they were in the AFC title game.
Cappy, I'm sure you're on the same side as this. Do you trust the Chargers?
Well, you know my answer. My answer is stained with hatred. So no, I don't trust the Chargers.
But they're probably going to be a playoff team.
With Kansas City being bad and for the first 12 weeks, or potentially bad, because I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be.
You don't think Gardner Minshew is going to get the job done?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
Gardner Minshew, quite a
What if they go out and they get a guy like Kirk Cousins as an example through free agency? They're like, hey, we need somebody to Band-Aid this thing.
He throws a ton of interceptions. He's old now. That doesn't.
I'll take a professional quarterback like Kirk Cousins.
Sure.
But how about this?
I just
you
think
ready?
This season specifically is one that the Raiders could surprise because of the Kansas City portion of it. I think they'll be better in 2 or 3 years, but I think this season could be one because of all that's around it that they could actually do a little damage.
Bergie, you want to know a Raiders' worst nightmare? You ready for this? The Raiders decide to cut bait with Geno Smith, which I think a lot of people assume that that's probably going to happen.
Probably.
Because there's talk around the league about, well, what is Minnesota going to do at quarterback? And there's been some talk about, well, maybe Kyler Murray becomes the guy, or maybe Geno Smith becomes the guy as J.J. McCarthy kind of still gets more seasoned, or at least they have a veteran backup, but I couldn't see Kyler Murray in that role. Nonetheless, here's a Raiders' worst nightmare. Geno Smith gets cut by the Raiders. Geno Smith goes to the Chiefs to Band-Aid to get to Patrick Mahomes, and Geno Smith goes back to the kind of numbers he had the previous year in Seattle, which were very good.
Yeah, which you pointed that out before, too. So, look, if you fix your offensive line through all the ways that we talked about before, if Geno Smith stays there, then as just a kind of a buffer for Fernando Mendoza, that's fine. I don't mind not starting Mendoza right away, so you can have somebody that can kind of like show him the ropes, get him ready to go, and not just throw him out there game one. I think you can still go with, if Geno is there still and has an offensive line, if he gets back to that level of play where he's throwing for 4,000 yards and not throwing as many interceptions and not throwing into triple coverage and having time to be able to kind of look around, he's a decent quarterback. It just everything needs to be fixed first. And I think if they do it correctly, if they fix the offensive line and get a couple more playmakers, all of a sudden you're looking at a team that could be decent.
You know what's funny about this conversation, George, is that when we talk about fixing the Lakers and we talk about the future of fixing the Lakers, Berg, what is your number one question about the future roster construction
of the Lakers. What is your number one question?
Is it about, do we trust Rob Pelinka?
Yes. So now I'll throw the same thing back to you. Do you trust the Raiders' brain trust? Do you trust Tom Brady, John Spytek, their new head coach, Clint Kubiak? Do you trust the Raiders front office to get everything you're saying right?
Never trust a vampire.
But so I would say this. The Raiders moved on from the guys that were not working and brought somebody new in, whereas Pelinka is the guy that was already there, and Mark Walters bringing a bunch of guys around him. I think that's kind of what's happening with the Raiders, where they're bringing in Spytek and bringing in Clint Kubiak, who I think is an excellent coach, is going to do a really good job. So now I trust what they have right now. They have to prove me wrong. And so I hope that this offseason shows me that these guys know what they're doing and they're getting the right guys to come play for them.
Okay, they got to prove you wrong.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good.
They got to prove me right.
Right.
Yeah, they got to prove me right. For me to come back, for me to take back
No,
my
you're
ice.
not coming back.
No,
You're never
hold
coming
on
back.
a second.
No, you're never coming back.
I don't know. I got to talk to JT the Brick. He gets to decide.
Why do we have to talk about it?
Well, we don't have to talk about it. I'm
so tired of that name.
I'm making
just
an
in general.
example, though, of somebody that I think deserves the right to make a decision. I don't like the fact that you're kicking me out and telling me I'm never allowed to come back.
Sedano, should I bring him back in?
No.
Thank you.
What do you mean, no? What are you talking about, no? What are you asking him for? He don't have any Raider love.
He doesn't, but he understands fandom.
I know, but he's in. I will grant you that Sedano.
I'm a neutral arbiter here.
Yes, that is right. You are. You are mediating this argument. That's right. And you're throwing down the no.
Why do you can't come in when it's good and out when they're bad?
Well,
like,
when was it
that
going
was
to
the
get
whole
good?
thing with Ireland. Ireland kept leaving when it was bad. So he's not allowed back in. You're not allowed back in because you're not going to stay.
I left because Pete Carroll left.
Right. That's what I mean. Why would we want you back if you only don't buy a coach?
Yeah, but
that
I
hated the franchise.
Listen, my problem is that my leaving the Raiders as a fan was an admission of being terribly, terribly mistaken.
I'm a leaving.
That was my problem. Is that I left the Raiders.
By the way, love Bob Chesney.
So do I.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a UCLA football fan. I've always been more of a USC football fan, but I am not a Lincoln Riley fan. And I am seeing all these videos of UCLA and their offseason workouts and the energy. Now, look, it's social media. They're
By the
showing
way, how
you what
about
they want.
bringing in Novak Djokovic, too?
That was super cool, too. Yeah.
Did you see the video of him saying, like, hey, you need to know all the guys and all the women that are out there, everyone's name, and then you got to come back in here, and then you got to tell me one thing about every single person in this building because they're a part of the team just as much as you are.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, we've not had Bob Chesney on the show yet. If I were UCLA's athletic department, I'd want to put him everywhere. I'd march him around to every local morning radio show, every local morning TV show. I'd want to parade that guy all around town because he's probably the most impressive coach that UCLA football has had since, I don't know, Terry Donahue.
Probably. Bob Toledo for a while.
Okay. All right, Bob Toledo was okay, but he wasn't
Jim Mora
young
had
and
like 2
charismatic.
years.
Yeah, Jim Mora was okay. But you got
That's about it.
You got a young, charismatic, energetic, culture-changing type of coach. I parade that dude all over town.
Can we get to Martin Jarman, Sedano, and just see if he's available?
I mean, he's going to tell me sure, but it's on like the football SID to get that done.
Well, that should be easy. I mean, why would you not want to put Bob Chesney all over this radio station, especially, and I'll just put it out there, we're the USC station. All the more reason why you put the UCLA, hey, you guys want to have money, ESPN LA? Aren't you guys the USC station? Yeah. Oh, great. We'd love to put him on the USC station.
You want to see a real coach, a real head coach?
That's what I would do if I were those guys. Me too. So, anyway, George, there is a possibility. I'm just letting all Raider fans know. If Fernando Mendoza gets drafted and Clint Kubiak becomes the coach that people think he can be, and Tom Brady proves to everybody that he's going to become an excellent executive, I could very easily be brought back to the Raider bandwagon. Very easily.
Okay, I'm glad.
Fan for hire.
Well, what are you going to do if they trade out of the first pick and they don't draft Fernando Mendoza because they're just going to kick the can down the road a little longer?
No, you can't do that.
I think that's
cannot
terrible,
do that.
terrible mistake.
Cannot do that. You have the number 1 overall pick. You take the best quarterback available.
Yep.
That's what you have to do.
Okay. Chris
No doubt.
Canty doesn't think that they should do that. He thinks that they should trade with the Jets because the Jets really need a quarterback, and they're in a better position to develop a quarterback, he thinks.
The Jets are in a better position?
That's what he said. He said
No, the Jets are not in a better position to
Here,
develop.
you want me to play what he said? You want me to play what he said?
Now.
Here, this is what Chris Canty said. Not my opinion, but his.
The
If
Jets
we're
roster
being honest,
is
more
better.
quarterbacks are ruined than made. Are the Raiders in a position where they can support a young franchise quarterback and not let him get the career knocked out of him? Do you feel that confident about that offensive line? Do you feel that confident about the infrastructure within the organization? I'm just putting it out there. At some point, it gets to be too good of an offer to pass up on. And I'm just pointing out the fact that if the Jets are insistent on getting a quarterback in this draft, they have all the ammunition they would ever need. They could offer a lot of first-round draft picks. And at some point, whether it's 3 first-rounders, 4 first-rounders, 5 first-rounders over the next 3 or 4 years, at some point, the Raiders have to say yes.
I don't think he's that far off. I mean, here I am. I'm saying to you that if you have the number 1 overall pick, you take the best quarterback available. On the flip side, Canty brings up what I think is a solid point. If you could turn the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft into, call it, 2 first-rounders this year, a first-rounder the next year, or a first-rounder the next year, if you could have 3 or 4 first-round draft choices and you could go out and sign a Kirk Cousins-type quarterback in free agency, I was going to say a Jimmy Garoppolo, but they've already tried that experiment.
Ugh.
I might consider that as a possibility. Might. Make me an offer I can't refuse, New York Jets. And Fernando Mendoza would be like, can I go back to school? Because I don't want to. I don't want to go to the Jets.
Change his mind.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
What were you saying about the Jets roster?
I don't think. I mean, the Jets roster is better than, like, outside of quarterback, is better than the Raiders. So that part I get. But, like, organizationally, do I trust them more than the Raiders? I don't know. That's like asking me, like, do I want cyanide or arsenic? You know what I mean? Like, it's not neither team has shown an ability to do anything but kill somebody in their career.
But the Jets, if you ask them, as far as they're concerned, they probably think they're in a better position to.
Sure, but the Raiders feel that too. So
I mean, don't forget that the kid, the quarterback from Oregon, what was that kid's name?
Dylan Gabriel?
No, the kid,
Dante Moore.
Dante Moore. That brother went back to Oregon.
He's like, hell no, I'm not going to the Jets.
Because he didn't want to go to the Jets. So, I mean, just to give you an idea, I mean, if you're a quarterback, the Jets are a career killer. I mean, somebody come up with the last good quarterback that the Jets had?
Mark Sanchez.
I mean,
okay.
No, he was a product of the team around him.
Okay, but he did go to 2 straight AFC championship
I guess,
games.
Mark
Okay.
Sanchez.
Okay, Mark Sanchez. Prior to that, can you come up with anything else?
Well, they had Aaron Rodgers, but he never actually played very much for him. Yeah, for that.
I mean, Boomer Esiason.
Game.
Seriously, I got to go back to Boomer Esiason. Yeah.
Duty days.
For real.
I mean, Favre had a good year there. They just didn't make the playoffs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Favre, all right.
Theismann.
Vinny Testaverde.
That's what I was going to say. It was Vinny Testaverde.
Joe Theismann play for the Jets?
No. Who am I thinking of?
No.
Namath? Was it Namath?
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath. I mean, okay,
Yes,
fine.
that's
None of us
that's
were
a
born.
different
Not even
guy.
Cappy.
Different guy.
That's a different. Even I wasn't born in
Both
1969.
Joes. They're both Joes.
Joe Namath. Joe Theismann.
All right, well, speaking of Joes, what's on tap today on ESPN LA? Lakers are home tonight to host the Pelicans. The Toyota Lakers Countdown with Beto Duran starts at 6 p.m. with tip-off at 7:30. Hear it on your afternoon drive on 7:10 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the ESPN LA app. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for. The official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly. And when we come back, we'll have my segment, the Lindsay Segment.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Focus Features presents the film Hamnet from director Chloe Zhao and producers Steven Spielberg and Sam Mendes. The AFI hails. Hamnet lifts the audience high above humanity. And now the Golden Globe winner for Best Picture of the Year has been nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Actress Jessie Buckley and Best Picture of the Year. Hamnet, our stories live forever. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Hell no.
Mason in Ireland, the biggest show on the radio.
I did 3 full-on movies in my career.
A whole, like you were like a main part? How do you do that? Over and over and over, say the same thing over and over.
Well, it's not Fincher. He's not, the directors aren't like driving you into the ground saying the lines over and over. You just need them nail it once. Like they call me One Take Mace.
Mason in Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and on YouTube.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, presented by Call Jacob and Jacob Emrani.
The new phone number, 800-345-6789.
My guy, your guy, Cappy's guy, the great Jacob Emrani.
800-345-6789. With a new phone number, 800-345-6789.
Sleep till
9:34. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Back in 1987, the Beastie Boys released No Sleep Till Brooklyn. On this day back in, no, I said 1987. Not 85, 87.
That's right.
So my B. It's also National Anthem Day and National I Want You to Be Happy Day. Happy? How do you feel about that one?
I feel really good. I want everybody around me to be happy.
It's also National Ear Care Day, which had me like spiraling thinking about Q-tips because you guys said I'm not supposed to use them.
I use Q-tips every day. I don't care.
Well, you could use Q-tips. You just have to be careful with your eardrum.
I mean, I stick that whole thing in there.
Ever since I Googled it, I get weird things on TikTok and Instagram of people cleaning their ears in really weird ways.
Really?
Where there's like these like suckers and machines and all kinds of weird, gross stuff that I just have to I have to report it as like, ew, block this. I don't want to see this again.
You'll report something to Instagram?
Not report it, but block it. Like you just say like, I don't want to see this anymore because it grosses me out.
Oh, like anytime something pops up on Instagram and it says like, hey, we're not showing this to you.
No, I don't mean
why.
like that. No, it's more like I think it's gross.
Yeah,
They're not showing us to see why or Yates or.
Oh.
No, not that kind of CY.
Cappy definitely wants to see.
Yeah, I want to see it all. I literally want to see it all. I do. The only thing I'm kind of a little weary of is like gruesome sports injuries.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll watch them, but I don't need to see them over and over.
Who was the guy last week, George, who they were playing Houston and his leg bent back the other way? Oh, my gosh. I forget who it was, but it was really, really gross.
Or like in the Olympics, the girl who took the blade to her face.
Oh yeah.
my God, dude. Right.
If she wasn't wearing those glasses, man, her eye would have been sliced out of her brain.
That video in particular on Instagram, it was like, hey, we're not going to show this to you, and you can have two choices, which is like, see why we won't show it to you, or I don't care, show it to me. And I watched it. I was like, oh, man. Because have you ever seen, George, have you ever seen the video of a guy, he's a hockey player, this is like minor league hockey, and he's storming towards the goalkeeper and somehow slips, falls, whatever. The goalkeeper gets the blade to the neck, and blood just starts coming out all over the ice.
Did he die?
I don't think so.
Well, I feel like that's an important part of the story.
It is a very important part of the story that I probably should have had. So let's go with no, he didn't. Okay?
Oh, no, he didn't.
But sliced neck on the ice, blood everywhere. Like, those are the kinds of things I don't need to see.
Okay.
But, like, I'll watch any street fight on Instagram. You know, I'll watch anybody who's like
Patrick Mahomes' dad when he got in the fight with
yes,
somebody.
Yeah, I'll watch that. Or, like, you know, like, I love these guys who hunt pythons in the Florida Everglades.
Oh, yeah, I like that, too.
And I also like the guys that hunt the iguanas, the Cuban Tarzan. I love that guy.
Well, you don't even have to hunt them anymore because they just fall right out of the sky.
That's right.
They fall out of the trees. All right, so we like to play a TV theme for the Lindsay segment, and this one is from Daria. Remember that show?
That's what people say you sound like sometimes.
I do probably sound like her. I mean, I grew up watching Daria.
Don't know her work, Daria.
Oh, she was on MTV.
It's so on
actually,
MTV, Cappy. You're a little past your time. Yeah.
Steffa dressed up as her one year for Halloween.
You know where my MTV days ended? Was Total Request Live.
TRL.
And I think it was Carson Daly, who I think was the host of that show.
Yeah, forever.
But that, like I'd say 99, 2000, those were where my MTV days ended, you know?
Well, also, it's The Morning Wood, brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez.
Homeboy.
Homeboy, don't forget about the homeboy.
Okay, so I have what might quite possibly be the worst motivational speech that I've ever heard in my life. And this is Aaron Judge yesterday morning speaking to Team USA, trying to pump the guys up for the World Baseball Classic. Here is his speech from their team meeting.
Sacrifice for your family at home, you're sacrificing for your country, and you're sacrificing for the brothers in the trenches with you every single day. And that's one thing I want us to do, fellas. We're down, we're beat up a little bit, man. Bleed into each other, man. We're gonna lay it out on the line. And if we do that, we're bringing the goal home, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's telling you.
I don't know if it's. His message is fine. It just. He's not a rah guy. I think those guys know each other really well, having been in the league for most of them for a long time. Like, you can't be out of character in like that setting.
I think that he made me want to go for a nice brisk walk.
Well, first of all, I don't think the audio is great.
It's not, because it's somebody that was recording it from their cell phone that probably didn't know that he was being recorded.
But
yes,
but it doesn't matter. Like, I think you have to be true to yourself,
Okay,
and
well,
your personality.
I was going to ask you what your rah-rah, talk up your team speech would sound like if this were you.
I don't know, man. Like,
Cappy, you go first.
Well, I am a motivational speaker.
I know. That's why I thought you'd be great at this.
I mean, I'd be looking at Team USA. As a matter of fact, you know what? I won't even address Team USA. I'll address Team Israel. How about that? You guys know that I mentioned this to you before. There are these two brothers that I watch these two kids grow up and watch them play high school baseball. They're the Stubbs brothers, Garrett and C.J. Stubbs. They're both catchers. Garrett is a catcher in the Phillies organization, and C.J. is a catcher in the Nationals organization. And they're American kids, but they can't play on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. They're not good enough, right? They're AAA players at this point. And the U.S. team is made up of all MLB stars, and so they're playing on Team Israel. So I was talking to these two young men last night by text, and I was telling them, you know what, given the circumstances of the world right now, George, you two young American guys playing on Team Israel, it's kind of a big deal, and you guys should be proud of yourselves. And I think a lot of other people would be. So I would kind of here'd be my speech. Hey, guys, look, here's the reality of the situation. We don't have the roster of the Dominican Republic. We don't have the roster of the USA. We don't have the roster of Japan. Hey, man, we may not even have the roster of Brazil, and they're a soccer country, okay? But we're Team Israel. And I'm going to thank all of you guys in advance for putting out and playing hard for this team and this country that most of you have never been in. And I throw in a sound effect in the middle of it all, just so you know.
The sound effect actually made it sound cool.
Sounded much more intense. Look, most of you guys never even been to Israel. In fact, most of you guys aren't even Jewish. Just so happens that your grandmother was Jewish. And so by virtue of that, you get to play on Team Israel. But let me tell you something, guys. You could do something special in this World Baseball Classic. And when you land in Yisrael, the homeland, when all this mishigas is over with, you're going to be hailed as sports icons in the country of Israel. Now get out there and try and, compete with the USA and Dominican Republic.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody? Us? Do we? George, what do you think about my motivational speech for Team Israel of the World Baseball Classic?
It was okay.
It was only all right. Yeah.
I liked it, Cappy.
Yeah, thank you, Fergie. I know.
How about a little kick-ass on three?
Fired up now.
1, 2, 3, kick-ass.
So you want to know what I told my 7-year-olds when they were playing up a division and playing up against 8 and 9-year-olds?
Yeah, give us the motivation.
This is what I told them. I said, hey, guys, listen. All right, the most important thing here is to what? And they went, have fun. I'm like, yes. And then the second most important thing is what? Win. And I said, yes, because winning is fun, okay? But here's what we need to do. Those kids over there, they're bigger. They're stronger, okay? They've played basketball longer than you. But you know what they don't have is your heart, your intensity. And what we need to do here is do two things on the basketball floor when we're actually playing between the white lines. You need to defend. You need to stay with your man at all costs. When I tell you, hey, you have number 6, you have number 12, you have number 13, you stay with that kid no matter where he goes, okay? And if the ball is in your area, you get it. You take it away, okay? And then the next thing is screen, okay? We practice screening because kids your age don't know how to defend it. So when I say screen, somebody comes set a screen, and that person will go to the basket. And if you get cut off, that means there's 2 on you. What do? And they say, pass. And you pass to the open man. Let that guy shoot. and we're going to win this basketball game.
You know what? Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. As a motivational speaker, that was damn good.
Yeah, you have a future in it.
And I'll throw another thing at you. JJ ought to let you speak to the Lakers.
No, stop.
No, I'm serious. All those things that you recommended for your 7-year-olds, because they're going up against 8-year-olds, those are all things that the Lakers should hear.
Right.
Screen, defend, and play with some freaking heart, why don't you? Very good, George. Not bad.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Not bad at all. And by the way, perfect day for you to tell us about this because today happens to be National Sportsmanship Day.
Well,
so,
there you go.
You could tell these kids, now be a good sport and go out there and kick those little asses. Kick those little 8-year-old asses. What about great motivational speeches all time? Like, do you guys, and I think about, like, movies, do you guys think, like, Any Given Sunday, Al Pacino, great motivational speech, yes or no?
Yes.
It's the 6 inches between.
Okay.
That's his thing.
Pretty good.
6 inches.
I know it's real life, but Miracle with Herb Brooks.
The Herb Brooks speech.
Brooks one.
Right. I always love those.
Remember the Titans,
for the
man.
rest of your life.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans.
You know what one I like?
He's not a failure, Eric.
Oh, please. This guy.
Like going from Rudy, you know?
Rudy?
Rudy's a phony movie. That didn't even happen the way it happened. Joe Montana ruined that for everybody.
Joe Montana hates Rudy. He just hates him.
What was the guy's name?
Fight. You know, he goes like,
What was one of the stars of Rudy who's the star of Swingers?
Sean Astin?
No, not Sean Astin. He played Rudy.
John Favreau?
John Favreau.
Yeah.
I like John Favreau.
I don't think I've ever seen Rudy.
Really? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen
you're
Swingers?
not missing anything.
You're
really.
fine. Don't watch
Swingers,
it.
I think I've seen Swingers.
Swingers is amazing.
Yeah, Swingers is a great
Vegas, baby.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I think I have seen
Swingers is a great movie. You're like a big bear, Mike. You're like a big bear with these claws, man. You're like a big bear. You know? She's like a little bunny.
All right, really quick, I was going to go over the names because today is National Fun Facts About Names Day. I was going to ask you guys if you know what your names mean.
Oh, I don't.
No?
Not my first name.
I think mine's like a farmer or something.
Yeah,
I might have read
so,
one time.
yeah.
I got them for you.
All right.
okay.
All right.
Go through them real quick here. So,
You, by the way, I hope you used my correct name.
Escott.
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 Exactly. Okay. So, Jorge is the Spanish and Portuguese form of the masculine given name George, which originates from the ancient Greek word Georgios. Georgios? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know how do you
Georgios.
spell it.
Georgos. Georgios?
Georgios.
Meaning earth worker. This associates with cultivation and stewardship of the land. The name spread across Christendom through the veneration of St. George.
Hey, you made me feel like, from a god to like, you're a farmer.
No.
Like, damn.
Listen. Well, he says it comes from the veneration of St. George, a soldier martyr whose dragon-slaying legend popularized the name in the Middle Ages.
Soldier boy.
You're a dragon
Soldier boy.
slaying.
Dragon slayer.
Right.
Yeah, dragon
Soldier
slayer.
boy.
Yeah, I slay a lot of dragons.
You do.
You
huh?
do.
You got a Superman those dragons.
You slay.
Seriously.
Escott.
Yes,
The name
Escott.
Escott has Scottish roots, which just means a Scottish person, basically. Not a
That's
whole
it?
lot going on with that
I got
one.
nothing.
No, it says it describes a person from Scotland or a Scottish Gaelic speaker. The name carries connotations of Scottish heritage, frontiersmanship, and literary prestige, amplified by figures like Sir Walter Scott.
Oh, really?
There you go, yeah.
Literary prestige. You hear that, George Sedano?
Mm-hmm.
Literary prestige is
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
And then Gregory derives from the Latin name Gregorius, meaning watchful or vigilant.
Ooh,
Right. Oh, I like that.
vigilant.
I like that.
Predominantly associated with individuals who displayed keen alertness and attentiveness. The root of this name can be traced to the Greek word. I don't read Greek, so I don't know, but it means to be awake or to be watchful.
I don't
watching.
read Greek as a Greek word.
No, I don't know the word. It's some like characters
not
that I'm not
failure,
familiar with.
How do you spell it?
I don't know those letters.
You don't know, those
okay.
letters?
It's not like a G and an R.
Look,
Look at these letters, man. What?
it
What are they,
looks
Roman
like
numerals?
like you're in the frat house.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole bunch of
Like
they're-
Phi
they're
Kappa
Greek.
Beta
They're
or something.
Greek letters.
Yes.
There's a T,
Okay.
there's a Y, there's a P, an H, a
Why don't you
Y,
just
and
put
O.
it into the Google machine and
Right.
see what it comes up
Why
with?
don't you ask Claude?
Oh, I should have asked Claude. Dang it.
Claude's the
What
best.
does Lindsay mean?
Oh, Lindsay means it's derived from the old Scottish Gaelic word linsay or linsaig, which translates to from the lake settlement island, or loosely linden trees by the water. How weird is that? Like, really? Linden trees by the water? It suggests a connection to the geography of the Scottish landscape, implying a strong association with its natural beauty and mystique. Also, I was named after Lindsay Buckingham, so.
You look up Chris? What does Chris mean?
Christopher derives from the Greek name Christophorus, which literally translates to Christ-bearer or carrier of Christ. It reflects the name's deep Christian origins and significance within religious contexts. So there you go. That's all your national learn something about your name day facts.
Okay.
Love it.
Great job, Lindsay.
Very nicely done.
Also, the word translated is egregorian.
Egregorian?
Yeah.
Egregorian.
Egregorian. For Gregory. Egregorian.
Sounds great.
By the way, Morales must really be down and out because, bro, that guy don't miss radio for nothing.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, unless he's dying. Anybody got a report? I mean,
no, I don't think he's feeling great, but you know what might make him feel a little better is some hardwood, brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Homeboy.
Don't forget about the homeboy part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot of Pedialyte.
He said he had a bad stomach bug.
Yes, he says he's going to be maybe back tomorrow, definitely Thursday.
Thursday would be great. Thursday would be really good.
Well, tomorrow's Windy Wednesday. I can't believe he's going to miss that.
Yeah, right.
His Colombo brother.
His Colombo brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just come in here and get him sick.
What's an anti-pope?
An anti-what?
Anti-pope.
What's an anti-pope?
So I looked up Gregory also. It's in Wikipedia.
Anti-pope?
16 popes and 2 anti-popes have used the name Gregorius. What is an anti-pope?
An anti-pope?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Look that up.
An
ask
anti-pope
Claude.
is a person who claims to be Bishop of Rome and leader of the Roman Catholic Church in opposition to the officially elected pope.
Oh, so you're like a
I'm against the
shake your
pope.
fist in protest type
You're
of guy.
anti-pope.
Yeah, you're anti-establishment.
Right.
You're a rebel.
You wondered what anti-pope was? It's exactly what you think it is. I'm opposed to the pope. I'm anti-pope.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Screw you.
Right. I mean, I was going to say maybe an anti-pope is a rabbi, you know? But I'm not sure that we're looking for an opposite of a pope.
No.
The anti-pope. How about you? Anti-pope, huh? I'm pro-pope, just so you know. I'm a big Pope fan.
That's such a Seinfeld bit right there.
I am pro-Pope.
You are a Scot,
Yes.
meaning Scottish person. You are a Scottish person.
I am
you are
pro-Pope.
from the Scotland.
Yes.
The land of Scots.
I am pro-Pope.
Pro-Pope.
Make sure that's clear.
All right, let's do the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar for the day.
Okay.
Set a good example. We've all heard it said that you can't change other people. After being in a relationship for some time, we all seem to find things that we'd like to change, don't we? However, as understandable and seductive as it can be to try and change your partner, the fact remains that setting a good example yourself is the best way to influence change in your partner. Good message.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. You don't like to set a good example?
No, I like to set a good example. I just don't know that you can really change people very much. I mean,
Well,
especially later
At
in
this
life.
point in your life,
Yeah.
it's kind of like you are who you are, right?
Yeah. I'm not changing for anybody.
Although
like that kind of a thing.
This book, the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff book, I read it about 10 years ago, and it really did change the way that I thought about things.
Listen, I'll give you the best lesson I ever learned from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff was, if you would like to avoid conflict and you're engaged in a conversation with someone and you know you're 1,000% right and they're absolutely wrong, don't even bother correcting them. Don't even bother fact-checking them or explaining to them that you're right and they're wrong, because it only inspires more argumentation. Let them be. Let them do their own thing, and you hold on to the knowledge that I'm right and they're wrong. But that was one that really got me, and Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. That's the one takeaway I have.
Yeah, just let it go, you know?
Yes, I do.
A wise man once told me, what is it? Possible? Forget it.
Great job. Man once told me something that I forgot, so forget it.
That one really stuck.
Yeah.
He said, progress is impossible without change. That's what it's
Progress is impossible
without change.
Well done.
That's a good one.
Very well
Sounds
done.
like something that Jim Harbaugh would say.
Yeah, really.
Heart, guts, grit.
Did you see the players' report cards, by the way? How they gave Jim Harbaugh, the Charger players gave Jim Harbaugh a C+ as a head coach. They gave their offensive coordinator a D-, and they gave their defensive coordinator an A+, and he obviously left and became the head coach of Baltimore. But the Charger players voted Jim Harbaugh a C+. In comparison, by the way, the Rams players,
A+.
A+ for Sean McVay.
Only coach that got the A+. I saw that.
A+.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, the only F- was the Raiders for their offensive coordinator, which was Chip Kelly.
Well, duh.
F- though, that's pretty rough.
I mean, Greg Roman got a D- for the Chargers. It wasn't too far away.
All right, Cappy, it's time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. Or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE number 019-61658. Cappy?
All right, very good. Hey, tonight, when I go to the Laker game, to see the Lakers take on Zion and the Pelicans. Hey, Flea, I know you're out there. I know you're listening. I know you're watching. I know we've hugged it out a little bit. We've taken some pictures. But Flea, I know it was a long time ago when this song Under the Bridge came out. You realize this song came out in 1992. That's how long the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been part of your life, and you may not even realize it. You know the Rolling Stones or Paul McCartney or the Eagles. These bands have been part of your life 50 years, man. Red Hot Chili Peppers are that kind of legendary band. Now, the reason I bring this all up is because tonight when I see Flea, it's very important that you and I get to become really close friends. And here's why. I'm starting to think about a big birthday coming up about 3 years from now.
Oh, jeez.
I want to have enough of a best friend relationship with Flea that the Red Hot Chili Peppers will, A, play my 60th birthday party, and B, let me pick the song list. So I'll be like, yo, Anthony, yo, Flea, these are my top 12 Red Hot Chili Pepper songs, and I need you to play my birthday party in 3 years when I turn 60. George, is that too much of an ask, you think?
Yeah.
Come on.
But it is your style.
Right. So I'm letting Flea know tonight at the Laker game, let's hook up, let's hug it out, let's exchange phone numbers, let's have you come on the show, let's become best friends so that when I do turn 63 years from now, I can get the Red Hot Chili Peppers to play my birthday party. One last thing.
I think you could just have one of the social. Why don't you, approach him at a Laker game?
Well, that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, we've hugged it out.
He's
one time.
He's a big sports guy.
I know he is, and I'm sure he's a huge Sedano and Cap listener. But I got to establish this relationship. Now, here's the alternative. If Flea and I do not become best friends, then my 60th.
What if you guys don't like each other?
Well,
what if it just doesn't work?
Then my 60th birthday party, and I realize it's 3 years away, I will have the Red Not Chili Peppers on stage. That's my favorite.
That the cover band?
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry, tribute.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Tribute band. Right.
There's a difference.
So, hey, Flea, you got the choice. You either bring the Red Hots or I bring the Red Knots.
So when you hug it out, are you going to ask him about your 60th birthday party in 3 years?
No. I'm gonna first
you gotta establish the rapport first.
First, I'm gonna say something like this.
You gotta go foreplay. You can't just go straight for the sex.
Right. We gotta kiss a little bit. First, I'm gonna say this to Flea. I'm gonna say
it's a long game.
I'm gonna say, let me give you my cell number so that you can get a hold of me if you need me. And then I say this. I go, give me your number and I'll text you mine. See, that's how I do it.
No, you don't do that anymore. See, you have to learn how to do this now. Now you just take your phones and put them together.
You just merge your phones. It's so simple.
So our phones will have
I did it with the CEO of Chewy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Let me get his number. I need some dog food. Yeah. Hey, one last thing. I want to send a shout out to one of our all-time great listeners. As a matter of fact, how do you qualify an all-time great listener? This past Friday when we were at VisionWorks down in Fullerton, he showed up and he'd heard us talking about if somebody's wearing a Laker jersey that's number 6, is that a LeBron jersey or is it an Eddie Jones jersey? Well, this brother showed up with an Eddie Jones jersey because he heard us talking about it. This is my man, Michael Brown. Michael's got himself a little bit of a conflict going on today, George. His son, Xavier, is about to play, his son plays for a school called Xavier, and they're playing tonight in the CIF state championships against his alma mater.
Oh, wow. You root for your kid, though.
Which is
you always root for your son.
Right.
Bro.
So his son's team is playing against his alma mater. And Michael Brown, I'm here to tell you something, brother. Go Xavier tonight. When Narbonne plays somebody else, Assuming that's how you say the name of the school.
It's probably
we'll cheer for
Narbonne.
them.
Yeah.
But regardless,
Is
tonight
that the guy who looks like Funchy?
it's the guy who was wearing the Eddie Jones
Yeah, he
number
looks like
6
Funchy.
jersey.
He looks like he could be Funchy's brother.
He was wearing those awesome blenders
Yeah,
last week.
yeah,
The
he
Funchy
looked-
lover brother.
He
That's my
totally
man.
looked like Funch.
That's my man,
He
Michael
goes
Brown.
by Mike B on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Shout
Mike
out,
B.
shout out
Yeah.
to Mike B.
Yep. Shout out and good luck to Xavier tonight, rather than Narbonne or Narbonne or whoever the hell they are. There we go. That's it.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow on the Sedano Kap Morning Show. Who will be here? Who will not? All I know is that it's a windy Wednesday, so Brian Windhurst is going to be here. Got it. See you guys tomorrow.
See ya.